Hey!
Hello! We're just gonna see how long you can make
I could have gone
noise.
longer. I could have gone for a solid 3 minutes, but no one wants to
Why?
hear that. Hi,
Also,
everybody.
I don't think that's true because you'd have to take a breath eventually. I don't think you can exhale for
At that
3 minutes
pitch?
straight.
I could do it at that pitch.
You could exhale for 3 minutes straight.
I just go in a.
Yeah, but you can't like breathe in while you're doing that.
Yeah, I could do that. If I was to go higher, if I was to go like, hey, I could
No,
do
that's
that.
just louder.
But that takes more breath.
Yeah, but like even at that, like you're basically holding your breath for 3 minutes.
I think I could hold my breath for 3 minutes.
I don't know. That surfer guy like kept passing out trying to hold it for 4.
No, what? People held it for like 20.
One guy did that. Literally
Yeah, but
one single guy
Okay.
ever did that.
That means like if 20 is near impossible, I think 3 is like doable.
Okay. Anyways,
The trick
hello
is you just-
everybody.
The trick is you don't move.
And welcome back to the McDonCast, the funnest podcast in town, the only
The
podcast
most out of breath
around.
podcast around. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our annual box office wrap-up show. We're going to do a whole episode
So many box office.
just crunching numbers. Sam, I have done 10 pages of box office notes.
Why?
And we're going to go through it all. But before we do, I have just a few quick, tiny little news stories.
Well, you didn't give
I
me
wanna
the
run
docket
past
again,
you.
so
Well,
I have no
because-
brief rundown.
People just need to know we're talking box office. We're going to talk about what our guesses were, what we were right about, what we were wrong about.
Is it in the drive? Like, where is this
No.
document that you made?
It's only for me.
Okay,
we're gonna
good way to do the show. That's
We're
great.
gonna go studio by studio. What was hits? What was misses? Who won the summer? Spoiler alert: Netflix won everything again.
Netflix wins always.
But before we get to all that, Sam, there were 3 big delays these past 2 weeks. Mortal Kombat 2 was delayed from October to May. Moved out of the fall movie season into the middle of the summer. It's going to come out a week after Devil Wears Prada 2 and 2 weeks before Mandalorian and Grogu, which would be the big movie Memorial Day weekend.
That's honestly probably a fine date for
It's
it.
a pretty good date for it.
I mean, it'll die as soon as Mando comes out, but like
I think it's a
that's it'll. It
it's a
has
different audience. I think.
Well, it's like
This
it's
is
like
a lot.
men age 18 to 30. Like that's the same.
Yeah, but Star Wars is like that's a PG family thing. Like Mortal Kombat, that's R-rated action.
yeah, it's like a
stuff.
little bit more like kid heavy, but like there are people who will go see Mandalorian that won't see Mortal Kombat, but like I'd say like 70% of the Mortal Kombat viewers are probably also Star Wars viewers.
I think it'll do pretty well there. Summer 26 is a real question mark right now. We'll kind of talk about it later in the show, comparing this year's slate to next year's slate. But it is just also funny that they just dropped the trailer for that like a week ago and then immediately booked it out of October. So now the trailer's come out almost 9 months before the release.
Yeah, which is not ideal.
Another movie that did that is Cat in the Hat, the new animated film
Oh,
from
that's
Warner
dead
Brothers.
in the water anyway. That doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
they
Who
put the
cares?
trailer out for that to play in front of Superman back in early July, and it was already supposed to come out in March of 26. So it was already almost a full year away.
Yeah,
from when
no,
they
that
put the
movie's
trailer out.
dead. Like it's not real.
And
That's-
now they've
that
pushed
does
it
not
back
exist.
even further to November of 26. So like a year and a half between trailer and release, which means we have to watch that trailer for a full year and a half.
Yeah, well, and no one is going to see that movie.
It'll do fine, I would think.
I think it will do like slightly better than Smurfs.
Really.
Yeah.
I think Cat in the Hat as a brand probably has a little bit more mileage left.
Yeah, like a little bit more mileage.
because they did the live action Cat in the Hat movie in like 2003.
If the movie looked good, I would put it like on a higher bar.
Are you talking look good as in quality of the film or quality of the animation? specifically? Both.
Like both all the jokes in the trailer suck. They're all bad.
I mean, the Dr. Seuss movies, Lorax made money, Grinch made money.
Yes, but the Lorax made money because it was like the first one. Grinch made money because it was a remake of arguably the most famous animated holiday film of all time.
Yeah, the most successful Christmas property is Grinch.
Yeah, so like that was gonna make money no matter what. This is like, I mean, it's still a big name. Like everyone knows the Cat in the Hat,
Yeah.
but like, is anyone clamoring for like oh, this 19-page children's book needs to be a feature film
I don't think anyone's
where he
clamoring
gets pepper
for it.
sprayed. That's
But
what I want.
the thing with the kids movies is it's like the parents who need to get the kids out of the house. They're like, oh, I know what Cat in the Hat is. I'll sit through Cat in the Hat for 90 minutes.
No, but the parents will be willing to sit through it if there's like one good adult joke in the trailer. If there's no good joke in the trailer,
you didn't love Toot Fart?
Yeah, like that's nothing. And it's the same with Smurfs, right? The joke is they just say Smurf instead of saying the F word, and that's
Dude, that Smurfs trailer
That's the
is
bit of
one
the
of the
whole
worst
trailer.
trailers ever cut. I don't know what happened there. And then another big move is Ice Age Boiling Point, which is the new title for the sixth Ice Age.
So I get. Oh, and dinosaurs
Is this
are
6
back
or 7?
now. This is. There's the first one. The
Right.
second one is Continental Drift.
No, the second one is
The second one
Meltdown.
is Meltdown.
3 is Dinosaur.
Third is Dinosaurs. 4
is
Continental Drift. 5 is Space.
So this is 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And dinosaurs are back.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
going back
doing-
to Dinosaur World.
They're just doing the third one again.
fine. No one remembers what they did past 2, I don't think. So
Which was already like breaking the world a little bit with there's this pocket of dinosaurs that somehow survived in this cave that no one noticed. Like that was already stretching the bounds of like what this very limited scope of a project could be.
was it the premise of the first one was just like they just found a baby, right?
They found a human baby. By the way, humans exist in the Ice Age world.
They just don't ever
They've
interact.
been there since the first one.
They'll probably be in the next one.
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
They'll just continue to ignore
Because
it.
if they brought humans back, that would have to be like the main plot. Like that humans are like hunting out.
Well,
the
maybe
mammoths or
that's the
something.
twist.
Because
and
that
they're
was
just
in
not
the
telling us.
was that in the third one where like the woolly mammoths were like extinct and then at the end they're just like, oh, never mind. There's a bunch
that's
of them.
either the
And we just like made that up, I guess.
that's either the second or the third one.
no,
I
it's
don't
because Manny is looking for other mammoths. And
right. No, that's where the female one comes from.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then
she's in 2.
Yeah, and then at the end they just find like a whole herd of them, and they
Yeah.
just weren't they weren't extinct at all.
No, there's a few of them left.
and they I guess
It's
just
fine.
hallucinated.
But anyway,
that
it moved
they were
from
extinct.
December 26 to February 27. So that giant crowded Christmas of next year blockbuster tentpole clump has already started to dissipate. Ice Age moving, Shrek moved to summer of 27.
Mm-hmm.
So Doomsday, Dune, and Jumanji are all left. I'm still under the impression that Doomsday is going to move to May. So currently,
Yeah.
So it and Star Wars Starfighter just started filming, and they filled out the rest of the cast.
That'll get pushed back.
Aaron Pierre and Amy Adams.
Ooh, no, wait, no.
Oh, yeah.
Because May the 4th.
No, here's what I'm thinking. So that movie's supposed to come out in Memorial Day 27, and Doomsday is supposed to be Christmas 26. I would flip those, because I think you could get Starfire ready by Christmas of next year.
Star Wars has always been a Christmas time movie.
At least recently, except for Solo.
Since like 2014.
Since Force Awakens.
Yeah. And
Except
then
for Solo.
they're trying to make May the 4th, or like May, when the Star Wars things come out, which I get, because May the 4th. But like, it's just the vibes are not as good. It's better when
They
it's at
want it to come out in
Christmas.
summer.
You get the big toy boom, because like Christmas, and then everyone's like Star Wars, and
The
it's
whole-
cold, and you can wear your Jedi robes outside.
The strategy they initially had back in 2014, where they were like, we're going to get a Star Wars movie, Avatar movie, Star Wars movie flip-flop every Christmas, was a really good idea. It did not come to fruition at all, because both of those franchises can't get a movie out in any sort of consistent way.
Yeah.
But that was always, I think Christmas and Star Wars is a strong bond, because I feel like Star Wars is a little bit more accessible to like non-super fans in a way that Marvel just isn't at this point.
Yeah.
But I think they should flip those, because we both suspect like Doomsday at Christmas, that's not going to happen.
Marvel's a summer thing.
Yeah.
You go see the big Avengers movie in the summer. That's the the way.
If they
That's
put
what
it
you do.
to May 27, that would give them more time to do Secret Wars, which I don't even think they've started thinking about yet, and it's supposed to come out only a year after Doomsday, which I don't think that's going to happen either. I think it's going to be like a 2 or 3 year gap.
I think that they have one story outline for like this whole whatever this is.
They're still writing the script.
They will film as much of it as they can figure out how to film and then cut it into 2 movies.
You think they're just shooting basically one giant,
They're basically
like,
shooting
6-hour
one
movie?
like 6-hour movie, and then they'll just cut it into 2.5-hour movies.
I don't think you're wrong. I think they might have to split it up a little bit just because of actors' schedules.
Yeah, but that's like a scene by scene basis.
Yeah.
That's not even like a movie
But
issue.
yeah, I mean, the only thing is like Doomsday or Dune is moving. They're not both opening. Like one of them has to go.
Dune won't move. I feel like Dune's
I
locked
think
in.
Warner Brothers is staking that out because they needed to come out closer to award season because they want that one to win Oscars. And that movie will be ready before Doomsday is by far.
Yeah, but that's like that. They need that to be a big everyone can go see it movie.
Dune?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got to release either summer or Christmas.
Well, they're going to play chicken, I think, probably till mid next year.
Although Dune won a bunch of awards and it released in like January.
But they want it to win Best Picture. They want the third one to win Best Picture like Lord of the Rings did. And I think they know that is incredibly difficult to do if you don't open 2 months before Oscar voting begins.
I think Dune is definitely Christmas. I don't think that's moving.
Yeah, and I mean, everything we hear is just like Doomsday is like no one knows what the hell's going on.
No, it's a disaster. Every single news story we hear about
Alan
it
Cummins
gets
thinks
worse
he's
and
wrapped,
worse and
but
worse.
he's not sure. And he filmed with nobody
There's
else.
like fights on set between unnamed actors who now refuse to shoot together.
Disney is
One of my favorite though is the people who are like, "Oh, it's definitely this guy because he hates this guy because of woke." And like that's never been a thing.
I genuinely don't believe any of those actors care at all.
No,
that movie could be the worst thing ever made, and
they probably fought because like one of them like drank out of the other one's water bottle or something stupid. Like it cannot be that serious.
I know what you're talking about. It was that it was like the rumor was that RDJ got in like a fight with someone else.
Yeah, with like Pedro Pascal or like Mark
and I'm
Ruffalo
like,
or
bro,
something.
RDJ isn't on set. He's in his trailer and he's got a body double and a Doctor
And when
Doom
he is
costume.
on set, he doesn't care.
No,
he's chilling.
He's sitting in a director's chair, just like yelling lines from the scripts to the other actors. He's not working. He's getting paid $100 million to do nothing. Because there was also another rumor that like he was threatening to leave if the script didn't get better, and I'm like, he doesn't care.
No,
he signed on to this before there was a script.
The $100 million is to ensure that he does not care what is going on, and he just stays in the room.
But there was a legitimate news story from Variety, I think a week and a half ago, that Disney is apparently pressing creatives and holding focus groups to try and find movie ideas that appeal to Gen Z boys.
I did see this.
And apparently they're looking for original ideas, not sequels or IP. Maybe this is our time to pitch. Let's get in there. Karate Steve 2.
Karate Steve 2.
Well, that'll appeal to some 18-year-old boys.
A couple of them.
18-year-old boys who are not popular in high school and with a lot of free time. But
hey, that's the ones who buy the most stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Nerds. Gross nerds.
Yeah, just sell them things. No, there's like... Disney probably has like the biggest collection of IPs that appeal particularly to like men within that demographic, and then they just do absolutely nothing of value with them at all.
You're right. Maybe 10 years ago, because if you were like in 2015, right? What are 12-year-old boys into? You're like Iron Man, stormtroopers, and
but Star Wars was 40 years old even
exactly.
then. Like they let it,
but like
wither.
We're both relatively young, right? We would be valuable in one of these rooms.
They would want us
as
in
reps
room.
as Gen Z.
Guys, we have so many hours of free advice for you. Like so many hours.
McDon Media Consulting Corporation. But,
and have we ever? We've like basically never been wrong.
No, we're never, and no one is ever going to go check that. So we could keep saying that with immunity. But like, I don't know. If you ask me, like, what is a 12-year-old boy? What are they into? I don't know.
Roblox,
Skibbity toilets. Maybe
Not anymore. But Roblox for sure.
Still Roblox. What do they do though?
Fortnite.
What are the kids doing? I don't know what kids do now.
Minecraft. They still do Minecraft.
Sure, yeah, but Warner Brothers has got that locked down, so they can't.
See, like, I would say video games, but like, what video games are kids playing?
Fortnite?
That's what. Is it just Fortnite and Roblox? But like, Fortnite can't like.
Madden?
I think the demographics for Fortnite have shifted.
I don't know. Do
now.
kids still play Call of Duty and Madden? Because that were the only things they played when
I
was 11.
Get a lot of players, but I think it's mostly like
it's like 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
right?
like 20 somethings.
Yeah, so I don't know what kids are doing. I don't know what they watch. They're all just on YouTube watching Mr. Beast. Like, they don't
And
watch
that's like,
scripted
yeah.
stuff, and they don't read books. So, like, what are they into? I don't know.
Yeah, like if your goal is to
I don't know
appeal
what
to
they
like
do all day.
TikTok Zoomers, like or like TikTok Gen Alpha children, like what do you do?
Yeah, you can't because
Like
they don't.
Italian brain rot.
They don't have
movie?
the attention span for anything with a narrative.
You could do an Italian brain rot thing property. There's a musical already.
Maybe, but like, how do you how do you make that into a piece of content?
They made a musical.
But like, no, but a 12-year-old boy wouldn't watch a whole musical.
No, but like you could make that into like a series.
Maybe
for
like
sure. Like an
series
animated
of TikTok shorts.
Yeah, and it's like AI generated already, so like you could just AI generate
cheap,
the show.
cheap,
yeah.
good. No, I did enjoy all the people going like, well, you made all the female characters too empowered, and now all the little boys don't care. And I'm like, I don't think
That would be true if they stopped making like content with like male characters in it, but that never like happened.
I don't think that 13-year-old boys aren't interested in Star Wars anymore because of the strong female characters. I think they're not interested in Star Wars because they're all on their phone. Like, I think that's the main thing.
That, and they just haven't. Like, Star Wars' appeal is that it is a cultural monument, and so if people aren't talking about it,
it's
then
lost
its
its appeal.
So
its
like,
appeal was never that it was good. Its appeal that it was a thing that everyone
but it was
watched.
good enough to sustain conversation.
Yeah.
And like once you dip below that bar of quality, you just can't. You don't keep that monument status. And yeah, some of that is like they like made shows that appeal, like, or at least in theory were an attempt to court other demographics, but like the fact that they were trying to do that is not what destroyed the show. Like, because they've also had shows starring like minorities and women that like were immensely popular. Like Andor has several strong female characters. The lead is a Hispanic man. Like, there are Star Wars properties that are beloved out of this generation of properties that have plenty of minority voices, and they're doing fine.
I think there would be a stronger case.
It is the quality of the narrative.
I think there would be a stronger case made for that argument in general if there was just any example they could point to of like, this is a thing that young boys are into. But there's not.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're watching. Like, I don't know. The only thing I know that for sure that like teenage boys are still into is like sports.
Yeah.
But you can't like. There's nothing you can really do with sports.
Because like
in the scripted arena,
Max doesn't really engage with like any media really.
Yeah,
like
he's
not
watching
much.
anime.
He reads a couple books and he watches some anime. But
honestly, if I were them, that's what I would look to, because anime is on the rise, specifically with young people.
That's true.
If you can do Netflix One Piece level of quality adaptations of animes, I think there's a lot of untapped money there.
There's plenty of room there. I mean, the Demon Slayer finale movie is coming out,
and that's gonna do huge numbers.
It's already the highest grossing movie in Japan this year
of all time. It's cleaning up internationally, and it's gonna clean up domestically.
We'll see how well it does here, because I know the last season of the show was not as well received as past seasons.
I've been looking at the pre-sales, sold out cinemas.
Like, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Like
I just caught up with it this week because I wanted to see the movie when it comes out. Anime is definitely a well.
Yeah, they're not even looking at it. Netflix is the only one that's even trying.
I do worry with that though, that if Hollywood does decide to invest more heavily in that direction, that there will be more like sort of cultural crackdowns against it for the sake of like foreign interference or whatever.
Oh, you mean like the supposed movie tariffs we were supposed to get?
Yeah, like I have a feeling like we'll see a more concrete version of that if that becomes a dominant player in our box office.
As far as I know, the anti-woke YouTube crowd is very pro anime because it's not made by Hollywood.
Some of them.
Okay.
I don't have time to dissect the intersection between these two groups, but a lot of them should probably be in prison. And
okay.
I think I'll leave it there.
All right.
If you're on Twitter and you see someone with like an anime girl profile picture, there's like a 90% chance that that person is like probably a Nazi of some kind or a pedophile or both. So I don't know if that specific intersect is what you want to go for, but there are a lot of people who are not like that who also watch anime, and you could absolutely garner an audience from.
All right, Sam. Disney announced their first original film. Walt Disney Animation, the main animation studio, not Pixar.
Yes.
Announced what their next animated feature will be. Their next original, their first since Strange World. It's a movie called Hexed. It's about a teenager that has magic powers and goes to Magic World. It's coming out in Thanksgiving 2026. It's their break in between sequels because it's Zootopia 2 this year, this original movie next year, and then after that it's Frozen 3 and 4 and anything else. Moana 3. We'll go down the list.
Yeah.
Work your way down. We also now know that Incredibles 3 and Coco 2 are scheduled for 27 and 28.
Well, we know that they are Incredibles 3 and I think Coco 2 are at sometime at or after 2028.
I think Coco 2 has a date and Incredibles 3 is TBD.
Yeah, it just said either in or after 2028.
Those are both very nebulous when those are going to come out.
And those probably have like no production done on them at all, I would assume.
Well, I think they're working on both because we know who the creative teams are, and I believe Incredibles 3 has a script because Brad Bird wrote it and someone else is directing it.
I mean, you could have just make whatever the original Incredibles 2 script be the 3 script, and then you're good.
What do you think the like ceiling is for original animated Disney movies at this point?
Right now?
Yeah. Strange World was obviously a giant bomb.
Yeah, that was a huge bomb.
And Kanto did not do great at the box office, but it became a mega hit on Disney+.
Massive hit on streaming,
Yeah. So, and if they were to do an Encanto 2, and they will at some point, that would clean up in theaters.
But Moana 2.
But that also made a lot of money, but that's a sequel.
Yeah, but we're talking just like ceiling for property.
I'm saying ceiling for original stuff. Sequels, we know Zootopia 2 is going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Frozen 3 and 4 will also make $1 billion each. I'm talking original.
I mean, it's been a minute since they had an original that was like just good.
Off the top of my head, I think their last original movie to do a lot of money was
Zootopia 1.
the first Zootopia.
Yeah.
And that was in 2016. So it's been a while.
That wasn't 20. It was later than that, right?
It was like March 2016. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's been like, because Walt Disney Animation only does one a year. They do it like their one Thanksgiving movie. So I think it was
then there was
Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Frozen 2 and then Encanto.
Somewhere.
And then
Moana was in there
they've been making
somewhere.
since then.
Moana was in 2018.
2016. Oh no, you're right. Moana was after Zootopia. So Moana was the last one to clean up or make a lot of money.
Yeah, and then Wish did nothing. Wish
And
had no
I forgot
motion
about
at all.
Wish.
Wish was nonsense.
And a bad movie that made no money.
What was their movie have they done one this year?
Not yet. Zootopia 2 is their one this year.
Okay, that'll make a lot of money.
And that'll make a lot of money.
That's not original.
Can they break even? The only big original animated movie to make a lot of money at the box office in these last couple of years post-COVID has been Elemental, which made like 5 something, which wasn't great, but it broke even. So I guess around there.
Yeah, I guess probably
that was in the
Elemental
summer,
did.
and that was because it had great legs.
Inside Out 2 also made a lot of money.
Yeah, but again, that's another
original,
sequel.
Yeah, probably Elemental is a good, and even Elemental wasn't that good. So like, I would say the ceiling's even probably higher than that.
Yeah.
I'd say
that's true.
Like add $80 million to whatever that did. I'd say that's probably where the ceiling is.
I still think Wish had a lot of potential. If they had
Wish had crazy potential.
If they had just spent any of time making it and thinking,
they just picked like a really bad looking art style and then also
wrote
really
a terrible
dumb
script and bad songs.
The songs
that was
were
the
not
worst
it.
part.
Yeah,
was the songs were bad. And honestly, they need to go back to focusing on musicals because what was the thing that like. We'll talk about it in like 1 second, but what was the thing that propelled K-pop Demon Hunters to like insane cultural phenomenon?
It was the
music.
And
Make banger songs, banger money.
What is the number one most guaranteed way to get all of Gen Z and Gen Alpha's attention on whatever your thing is immediately?
TikTok
sounds. If you can make something a TikTok sound, everyone hears about it, everyone sees it. You're like the gods of making musicals, and you have yet to concoct, since maybe Encanto, like a proper TikTok sound.
Encanto had like maybe 2 good songs on it.
But all of them were viral on TikTok.
Moana,
all of them went huge on TikTok.
Yeah, no. Moana was probably their last great musical.
I think the Encanto songs were pretty good.
They were fine. They were solid. And then Frozen 2 songs were pretty forgettable.
Frozen 2 was like mid, but it was like fine. Like the songs were fine.
Either one of those songwriting teams would have done better than the people they got for Wish.
100%.
I don't know why they got.
I don't know why they put their
they got
C
the
team
D
on Wish.
team
yeah,
on
like
Wish.
what was up? Why did you do that? That's ridiculous.
Anyway, we're gonna now get to the bulk of the episode, and that is the 2025 summer box office in review. We're recording this on Labor Day, September 1st, so we're all wrapped up. May through August.
Summer movie season is officially over.
We're in the doldrums of fall, where there's just B-grade horror films.
And all the awards, guys.
And awards.
All the
contenders.
awards people go, please see my movie right now, please. This is the only time you can see it, please.
Sam, overall, how was your summer at the movies? Good, bad?
I would say
great,
honestly,
okay.
I'd give it like a A. Like on a grade
That's
scale.
pretty good.
Like not an A+. It's not like... It's not. I would say like Avengers Endgame and like Infinity War are like A+ years where it's like, dude, everyone remembers that.
I mean, 2019 will never be repeated.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the worst thing that ever happened to the movie industry in 2020 was the fact that 2019 was the year before.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, even before COVID.
Insane highs to insane lows.
That they will never replicate.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney alone that year had literally the biggest movies ever in all of their biggest IPs they own.
Mm-hmm.
It was Avengers Endgame, The Rise of Skywalker, Toy Story 4, and The Lion King. Yeah. Like, those are their 4 biggest properties, and they all had movies that year. And that's just Disney.
An insane... Like, 2019 to me is like 2017 was for gaming, where it was like Breath of the Wild.
It was like the peak.
Like, it was like everything got like an insanely good entry.
And movies had an excuse for never replicating that. Video games just pooped
Video
the
games
pants.
just have, for some reason, like floundered despite the billions and billions of dollars invested in them during COVID. Anyway,
I think it was fine. I think it was a solid summer.
I think it was like A or like B+.
I would give them a solid B+.
Yeah.
In terms of quality, honestly, it was pretty good. There weren't a lot of movies I hated. There wasn't anything in particular that I was really raving about. There was a lot of stuff where I was like, it's good. You should check it out. But
from the movies that like we like, there weren't any real like turbo stinkers, like just where they ruined one.
Or something that we thought was going to be good and it turns out it sucked.
Mission Impossible.
That was pretty disappointing.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But even then, it was only bad compared to like the most recent 2 Mission Impossible movies,
which were really good,
which were standouts in the franchise. Like generally, they're not that good.
But like the real quality stinkers, like your Smurfs, like that, everyone knew when they announced that.
Yeah, like we didn't
that it was gonna be trash.
Yeah,
so.
like we didn't even pay it any mind. It didn't functionally. It doesn't exist. But like Superman, bang,
good.
Fantastic Four, solid. Thunderbolts, great. Good. How to Train Your Dragon,
fine.
It's just the first one, so it's fine. It's a little bit worse.
Weapons was good. F1 we
banger.
liked.
F1 was fun to watch.
Lilo and Stitch was bad.
Jurassic World sucked. That one was bad.
But that's another one where we had no expectations for that.
We kind of assumed it was going to be bad, and it was bad.
Lilo and Stitch, I mean...
It happened.
It happened, and everyone loved it but us. Anyway, but there were also... And that was the big thing for this year. There were no giant monster cultural hits in theaters. There was no Deadpool and Wolverine or Inside Out 2.
Well, I would say Superman was like close. That's the one I heard the most buzz about.
Superman made less than half of what Deadpool and Wolverine made.
Yes, but I'm talking about like in terms of like people talking about it. Like Superman definitely had conversation going.
But like there were no mega hits, no Barbies, no Oppenheimers, no Top Gun Mavericks. Like nothing even got close.
Completely crazy.
Lilo and Stitch was the only movie to make $1 billion, and it like barely squeaked over the line after just legging it out all summer. But in total, Box office reached 3.67 billion, which was almost exactly the same as last year's 3.67 billion. Summers pre-COVID were pretty consistently over 4 billion total gross. So Hollywood expected 2025 to be the big bounce back because they had all these big blockbusters scheduled for summer, and it just didn't happen. So it was pretty underwhelming. Is the cable getting wrapped up?
No, it was just stuck behind the ottoman.
Here's a really interesting thing, though. So for titles specifically released from May 2nd through August 15th, so movies released within the summer window,
Yeah.
their total was 3.14 billion, which was actually down 12% from last year and 19% from 2023. So the summer box office was only able to reach last year's because Sinners and Minecraft had come out in April and made a lot of money in May, and that legged them over. I mean, if we're just comparing it to last year, like the summer movies in 24 and 23
bigger movies.
were way bigger in terms of grosses.
So Minecraft they should have delayed until the summer.
I think they didn't know that was going to be a hit.
They
thought
did
it was
not
gonna
understand
tank.
what they had on their hands.
That should have, I mean, I don't know when you would have put it because it was
you know
pretty packed.
what? I would say Minecraft had similar cultural relevance to like Barbie.
I agree with you. Yeah. And honestly, if it was better, it would have made more.
Oh, 100%.
If it was a better movie,
it wasn't
more money.
terrible, but like it was clearly not a serious.
No,
it wasn't really.
It
trying
wasn't
to be a good
rewatchable
movie.
in the way that Barbie was, and that's what helped Barbie stick around was that it was funny and you. Could
there
go
was
see it
actual
several times.
like cultural commentary taking place in Barbie. Minecraft was just like chicken jockey, which is that's fun, but like it's not like you're gonna be dissecting that in like a media class or something.
Okay, I have the top 10 movies of the summer here domestic, so I'm gonna read through them all, and then we're gonna compare them to our charts here. All right, what our predictions were. So before I read them off, Sam. At my number 10 and number 9, I had 20 Years Later in The Bad Guys 2. At number 8, I had F1. At number 7, I had Thunderbolts. Number 6, I had Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Number 5, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 4, Fantastic Four. 3, Jurassic World Rebirth. 2, Lilo and Stitch. And 1, Superman. Sam, at number 10, you had Megan 2.0.
Yep.
Number 9, you had Jurassic World Rebirth. At number 8, same as me, you had F1 the movie. Number 7, you had Elio. Number 6, you had Thunderbolts. Number 5, you had Mission Impossible. Number 4, you had How to Train Your Dragon. At number 3, you had Lilo and Stitch. And at number 2, you had Fantastic Four. And we both had Superman as our number 1 movie of the summer. Now, the final results have come in. Weapons got into the top 10 at number 10, clinching a spot. Final Destination Bloodlines, which was a movie I don't think either of us had on our radar at all.
No, and it was like coming out like when
we were doing our predictions, and we were like, we think it'll do fine, but it's not going to make the top 10. It did. It got in there at number 9, and it sat there all summer. It came out the second week of summer.
It's just been
and just
quietly chilling there. Yeah.
F1 the movie, we were both right about, came in at number 8. Thunderbolts came in one spot above it at number 7. Mission Impossible came in at number 6. How to Train Your Dragon at number 5. Fantastic Four at 4, followed by Jurassic World at 3. Superman at 2, and about $70 million above it was Lilo and Stitch, the number 1 movie of the summer.
Dang.
So Sam, we both had 8 out of 10 correct on our list. My misses were The Bad Guys 2, which didn't come close, and we will get to later, but underperformed the first one, which was a 2022 movie, and a movie I thought would make it into the top 10 based purely on how good the trailer was, and that was 28 Years Later. And then your misses were Megan 2.0, which absolutely clonks and stunk everything up and was a massive failure.
Yeah.
And Elio, which was just a big sad underperformance.
Yeah, I mean, I just needed like a kids animated movie. I just kind of threw a dart at the dartboard and was like, yeah, Elio, I don't know. And then I wanted like a random horror movie on there because like that usually there's like a random horror movie on there. So again, I was like, yeah, okay. Megan,
well, Megan was not a bad bet. I don't think in May. I was like, this is IP. Megan 1 was a big hit.
Yeah, I figured
of the recent horror sequels.
People did seem to like the trailer, but I get it. No one that did not translate to views.
But anyway, so because we both have 8 out of 10 correct, we're going to go the winner based on correct placements. And in that case, I had 6 films placed correctly on my list. Sam
I had the one.
You had one movie placed correctly, and that was F1 at number 8. Putting Jurassic World Rebirth at number 9 was a big mistake on your part. Still don't understand that.
I just didn't look at the other. I just didn't know what their typical performance was. I just knew it needed to be on the list somewhere.
And you just knew that the last one was really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Superman at number 1. That's just disappointing. I think we both thought it would be bigger than it
number
was.
1. Yeah.
In terms of top 10 for the whole year domestically so far, 8 months in, Lilo and Stitch, the number 1 movie of the summer, is currently $300,000 domestically behind a Minecraft movie, which is still clinging to the top spot and might keep it from Lilo and Stitch by like a few $100 by the end of the day. So that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
In terms of the overall top 10 for the year, 7 of the top 10 domestically were released during the summer. Sinners is still in the top 10. It's currently grossed more than Fantastic Four has.
That's crazy.
Although Fantastic Four will probably end up passing it. And then the only other early year release that is still in the top 10 is Captain America Brave New World, which honestly I'm surprised did as well as it did because no one was talking about that at all when it came out, but it ended up doing better than both Mission Impossible and Thunderbolts, which are below it. That Captain America Brave New World making more money than Mission Impossible sounds crazy to me because I've literally never met a single other person who saw Captain America Brave New World in theaters other than me and you.
No, we saw it with like a big group of people.
I'm saying other than the people that went with us. Like I'm yet to encounter another human being in person.
No, but like the fact that we went to see it with like 4 other people, usually those are the movies that like get a ton of views.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know why. Like the movie, that's probably the worst Marvel movie that came out this year. I don't even think it's really particularly close.
No, oh, for sure no.
But like people like watched it and like when it came out on Disney Plus, people were like, "You guys are crazy. You guys were saying this movie was bad. I didn't see it in theaters because everyone was saying it's bad and it's awesome."
It's the usual Twitter Marvel movie thing.
It's like
it
comes the worst out. One. I don't get it.
It comes out. Marvel is back. Everything's great. 2 weeks later, this movie actually sucks and we all hate it. 2 weeks after that, it's not that bad. It's actually underrated. 2 weeks after that, hey guys, we all love Marvel movie again. Marvel is back. This is underrated. Anyway, okay. Globally, Lilo and Stitch did make it to $1 billion. Neisha 2, which came out back in March or February, is still the number 1 movie by a long shot and probably will still be at the end of the year. That actually did have an English dub released by A24 this summer, like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing notable box office wise there. So I don't think there was any interest anywhere in the world really other than China, but doesn't matter because it still made $2 billion in China alone.
I was going to see it. I just didn't know like what weekend it was coming out and then I forgot.
Totally, without adjusting for inflation and discounting the years 2020 and 2021, this was the lowest earning summer box office season since 2000. When movies grossed $2.87 billion.
Why was things so sucky in 2000?
I guess everyone was just depressed because of Y2K.
They were worried that like 9/11 was right around the corner.
Yeah, I guess
they
they all knew about it and they were really
down.
scared. No, if you go back to 2000, I believe the number 1 movie that year was Mission Impossible 2. So that kind of shows you like where franchises were at. It was also coming after 1999, which was this giant year for movies. And then 2000 was a little bit more low key. But yeah, overall, you can't call anything but a disappointment. Okay, I have studio totals here. So combining the domestic grosses of all of the major studios movies to kind of rank how they did. Keep in mind, I did crunch these numbers about a week and a half ago. So they're probably a little bit higher than it says on here, specifically for Disney. I have Disney's total at $989 million domestic. They're going to make it to $1 billion by like a couple $100,000. But their placement is all correct. And what movies performed well and didn't do well is still the same. Okay. So number 1 for the summer domestic box office by studio. Sam, can you guess what studio was number 1?
At the box office?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's got to be Disney.
Of course, it's Disney.
Yeah, because they had the number 1. So that kind of makes them the winner.
They grossed $989 million domestically from 5 movies. Warner Brothers came in at number 2, $754 from 4 movies. Universal came in third, 705 from 6. Paramount, a distant fourth place, 271 million from 3 movies. So that's a near $500 million gap in between Universal and Paramount, the third and fourth place spots. Sony came in after Paramount with 154 million from 3 movies. So another $120 million dollar gap between Paramount and Sony. Poor Lionsgate came in behind them, $69 million from 5 movies Lionsgate put out. 58 million of that was from Ballerina alone. So they had 4 movies come out this summer that made a collective $11 million.
That's just tragic.
And then not listed among the major studios, but who managed to do better than Lionsgate was A24, who had $85 million of total grosses off of 6 movies. Most of that was from
Weapons.
Materialists.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, Weapons was a Warner Brothers movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Who went to go see Materialists? Why?
I have split the studios into the winners, meh, and losers category. We're going to go in what were hits for them, what were mehs, what were big flops. Our number one winner for the summer had no movies released wide theatrically, and that was Netflix. Netflix had a banner summer. Number one, obviously, was they kind of had the movie of the year.
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters. 236 million total views on Netflix. It is their most watched movie they have ever had. It saw virtually no declines in viewership week over week. Like 23 million people watched it this week, and 23 million people watched it the week before.
Yeah.
People just have this thing playing on loop.
They're just
in homes across the world. They put out a special sing-along version in non-AMC theaters, AMC being the largest chain in America, or in the whole world, I think, actually. They put out a sing-along version for 2 nights only, and it managed to open number 1 at the domestic box office. It made around $19 million on only screenings on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is
and
crazy.
That was like a month after the movie actually had come out on Netflix.
Yeah, the soundtrack from the film has dominated the Billboard Top 200 since it came out in June. I think Golden is still the number 1 song, and K-pop was like second week of June. It's the first week of September.
They dethroned BTS.
Yeah.
It's still number 1.
Yeah, still.
9 weeks.
9 weeks at the number 1 spot. The budget on that was $100 million.
And keep in mind, Sabrina Carpenter also just released an album like 2 days ago. Taylor
Have you
Swift,
listened to it?
I think, is preparing to release an album. Like, I have not listened to the Sabrina Carpenter one. I just know it came out. Like a lot of other big musicians have like released stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're still dominating.
Oh, I should have put big winners for the summer. Taylor Swift, who got engaged. That was international news.
That was big news.
Anyway. Sony.
It's Done is at 10, which is another K-pop Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Your Idol and Soda Pop are at 4 and 5.
Yeah, the whole list is K-pop Demon Hunters.
They have 4 of the top 10.
That's crazy. They are, just spoiler alert, they are trying to franchise the crap out of this.
Honestly,
Netflix.
I kind of want them to.
They're working on sequels, animated series,
like,
remakes, whatever they can do.
My biggest
merchandise. Is
my
a big
biggest
thing they're trying to
issue
roll
with
out.
the movie is that we only got real like character development for like one of them.
Yeah,
and
like,
that
was because Netflix had them cut it down to 90 minutes.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I'll take more. I'm interested.
Yeah, I will
in, like,
take more
the
too.
other characters.
It's
in
a
the
good
world.
movie.
It's cool.
I wish it had come out in theaters.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a movie that Sony made and sold to Netflix back in 2021.
Yes.
So basically, Sony spent $100 million on K-pop Demon Hunters. They got $20 million in return from it from Netflix. The reason that this went straight to Netflix and did not come out in theaters was that in 2021, Tom Rothman, who was the CEO of Sony Pictures, because Sony didn't have a streaming service and still doesn't, and it was
And
the
they
midst
have no
of COVID.
plans to, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and it was the midst of COVID. They had no means of making any money off any of their movies, and they needed to stay afloat.
Yeah.
So they had signed an agreement in 2021 for Netflix to buy from them certain movies they had in development. So this was in the works back in 2021. They sold it to Netflix, and 4 years later, it's now their number one movie they've ever made.
Yeah.
And Netflix is generating millions and millions and millions off this, and Sony is seeing a couple of bits of pocket change, basically. But it's not really their fault. They kind of had to do it to keep the lights on back during COVID.
That was going to happen. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's paid off huge for Netflix. And I mean, and Netflix didn't know that was going to be a huge hit.
I mean, it's not. It's not like Netflix isn't gonna go work with Sony to make the rest of.
No.
Yeah, like it's not like Sony's
gonna be okay, but like they would have retroactively, if you asked them now whether they should release that in theaters, they would 100%.
Yeah, obviously
have done a theatrical release. Yeah, I had another thought, but it skipped my mind. Anyway, but that wasn't their only massive hit this summer, because they also had Happy Gilmore 2, which had the biggest film debut of any Netflix movie of all time.
Yeah.
That had a monstrous budget, but they don't care because it generated a lot
and
of
was apparently good. I still haven't seen it, but it was apparently fine.
It's good for a Happy Gilmore sequel, I'll say that.
Hey, that's got to be better than Coming to America.
It is better than Coming to America.
Coming to America, the original, but Coming with a 2, America.
The sequel they did that everyone forgot about. That's genuinely unwatchable.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also had that, which was their biggest film debut of all time. That was what they thought they were rolling into the summer with as like their juggernaut film. Because K-pop, I don't even think they cut a trailer for K-pop.
They did. The only trailer that they released was, you know, the scene where like they're in like their like bathrobes and stuff, and they're like, oh, we finally get a break, some like time off, and then the one of them comes in with the uniforms, and she's like ready to go, and she so they edited that to be. They're about to release the trailer for the movie, and so they edited some of the dialogue to make it so they were talking about the movie instead of the song in the movie, and that was the trailer.
Okay, so they put out one small little trailer probably a week before the movie came out, because they didn't think it was going to be anything.
Yeah, no, they thought it was just going to kind of be gone.
But besides movies, they also had Wednesday Season 2 Part 1 come out first week of August, and didn't do nearly the viewership of the first season, but still did amazing viewership because it's Wednesday. And then Squid Game Season 3, when that launched in late June, was the first streaming series to debut at the #1 spot in every single country in the world.
Dang, that's crazy.
So, yeah. Banner year for Netflix. So while the summer box office was Netflix was just raking in money from their biggest IPs. And Netflix, Stranger Things 5, still to go. And that's going to be the biggest series they've ever had.
Does this signal to all the other movie companies to invest more in streaming?
Why? What? Okay. Why do you say that?
Because they see, I released Superman.
Right.
No one cared. I released Fantastic Four. No one cares. I release all these movies in theaters. No one cares. I see Netflix release some movie about 3 fake K-pop girls and no one's ever heard of, and it makes $1 million for them on streaming. Do I see that and see all the crazy success Netflix has had this year, see all the floundering that I've done this year, and go, we should be doing more of that. We haven't done enough of that yet, and that's our problem.
I think the studios look at K-pop...
That's not the answer, by the way, and that is not your problem. No, you should not do that.
I think the studios look at K-pop, and their thoughts are they should have put that in theaters because it would have made even more money if they put it out theatrically. And they also say, but in terms of the strategy you're proposing... They go, we tried to do that for 5 years and it did not work.
Right, but now Netflix is having a gangbuster of a year. Does what I'm saying is, does this reignite the flames of stupid?
I think
is Netflix pitching to its investors, this did so well because it's exclusive to streaming. Because if I'm the Netflix CEO, that's what I'm telling all my investors, even though that's obviously not true. I'd just be going, well, yeah, everyone saw it because it was on streaming first, and that's how things are nowadays. And look at all these guys, and that no one's going to see Superman. Everyone's seeing this.
I mean,
that's what I'm pitching if I'm the
think
CEO
we're at
of this company.
Point where the studios know that they can't be Netflix. They all wanted to be Netflix. They all tried to be Netflix from 2017 through 2024, and they spent billions of dollars, and it didn't work, and the investors got mad, and they fired a bunch of executives. So I think they know now that when Netflix has a monster hit like K-pop or Squid Game, where they have 282 million subscribers worldwide and they all watched it.
Here's the
they
thing,
know
though.
that they just can't replicate that.
I think that they could.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
No, because what does Netflix do? What are all of these things Netflix is doing? All of their biggest, most gangbusteringest things that they've released are all Netflix original properties.
Yeah.
Nothing that Disney Plus released that had any kind of motion at all was an original. It was all Star Wars and Marvel. Every successful show they had was either Star Wars or Marvel.
I think
they never even tried to do anything
I
original.
would agree with you there that they should be investing more of their streaming capital into original stuff. I will agree with you there, and I think they would
They could do that.
I think they would agree with you there to a certain extent. I think the reason they believe that they haven't had a K-pop Demon Hunters level hit is that Disney Plus, which is the second biggest streaming service, has half the subscribers of Netflix, and K-pop was able to be as big as it was because it had the reach of Netflix. If they don't have that level of reach, they're not going to have a K-pop level hit.
That's true to an extent.
If they were to start selling stuff to Netflix, 100% a Disney movie could blow up to the size of K-pop. But they don't have...
Well, either that or they would need to lower the cost of Disney Plus, which they're not going to do.
Well, but I still don't know if that would give them 120 million more subscribers. I think Netflix has as many subscribers.
They would never be as big as
Netflix has the reach it does because Netflix was the first.
Yeah.
Netflix has the most money, and they can just keep pouring $19 billion a year into original content. So there's new stuff coming out every week.
But there's no way that Netflix has more money than Disney.
They do.
There's no way.
They do, because they have billions and billions and billions of dollars of tech investment. Because Netflix is a tech company.
Yeah, but
so it generates tech.
Disney's got investors.
But Netflix is generating tech levels of venture capital, where it's just investors going like, technology. They just hear the buzzwords, internet, AI. They just dump money into the tech companies. Disney is still a traditional movie studio and theme park company primarily. They do not have the technology infrastructure that Netflix has, and they never will, because they will never have that level of money to invest in it.
There's no... How much is Netflix worth?
But anyway, well, you look up the value of Netflix.
Okay, they're worth about $513 billion in market cap right now, like market valuation.
Sure.
Now let's pull up Disney market cap. Walt Disney Corporation, Yahoo Finance. Give me the market cap. I don't care about the rest of this stuff. That's not what
Amazon is also worth more than Netflix.
212.
Yeah.
Netflix is worth 2 Disneys.
Exactly.
Then why doesn't Netflix just buy Disney?
Disney doesn't want to be bought by Netflix.
But they don't really have a choice if they're publicly traded. Netflix could just buy up all the stock.
Yeah, if they were to liquidate that, what do you mean?
Like
they'd have to have Disney money just available. They don't have that.
They could liquidate a bunch of stock. And
what would they liquidate? They don't
Disney.
have any assets.
They could liquidate Wednesday.
Oh, by the way, are you excited for the opening of the Netflix mall store?
I don't care.
Near us.
Yeah, is
Coming
it? It's
to a
only
mall
a
near
temporary
us.
thing, though, right?
No, it's supposed to be a permanent thing.
What do they sell there?
It'll be like Netflix merch for stuff, and they're supposed to be like, they're opening 2. One is in Philly and one is in Dallas.
They sell physical products on the Netflix website, don't they?
Yeah. They have a merch store, but you'll be able to buy.
They have those stupid pillows of their profile pictures that they don't even use anymore.
You'll be able to buy merch, and there will be like special themed experiences, like a Squid Game.
Okay, here's the
experience
official merch shop. Okay, right now, obviously,
I don't really need to know what merch Netflix is
I'm
selling
curious
right
now.
now.
So it obviously, I mean, you can expect it's 90% of it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
Of course.
Next up is the next biggest section is Stranger Things 5, which is not even out yet.
But it's gonna come out.
Including a Funko Pop of a Demogorgon on fire.
Okay.
I love Funko Pops of very specific things.
Did you see that Funko Pops is rolling out a regular DC character line? They're not Jokered or Venomed or Chrome. They're just regular.
That's nice. Wednesday merch sucks.
Like, what is it? Backpacks?
It just looks lame. It's
well,
just
Wednesday
like
is a lame
it's
show.
Just PNGs of Wednesday on a shirt. Like
Those
the
are
K-pop
cheap.
Demon Hunter merch is like designs they clearly made to be on clothes. This is just a screenshot of Wednesday pasted on a
That's
shirt.
the cheapest thing.
Lots of Squid Game, but Squid Game merch is like you can get that at those weird mall booths for like $2 because they just sell like bootleg merch of it. They're selling Lego One Piece sets on here.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Okay, you can buy those anywhere though.
That's one more store that has been colonized by the Lego Infinite Empire.
Oh, yeah. Soon every store in America will sell two things. Legos and anime manga collections.
Yeah, well, no, because manga's really only taken over.
But
Barnes and
eventually
Noble.
the virus will spread outside
Eventually
of Barnes and
it
Noble.
will.
The Samsung store will start
store.
selling One Piece.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what's on the Netflix merch store.
And Netflix had a few movies that kind of underperformed for them. Fear Street, Prom Queen, and Fixed, but they don't care. Because individual movies, they don't really matter to them. What matters is retaining subscribers, and K-pop did that for them.
They have a whole section just for tiki mugs, and there's only 2 items in this section, and they're both from Stranger Things.
This is great. This is the content people want.
This is the
deep
content
dive
people
of
want.
the Netflix merch store.
Why are there
as of right now?
Why is there a tiki mug section?
I don't know. Maybe
What
they
even
use
is a tiki mug?
I don't know what a tiki mug is. Is it a tiki head?
No,
mug?
they're like it's like guys from it's like an abstract Stranger Things collage made into a cup.
Okay, maybe this is
statue.
maybe this is the mystery. What are 13-year-old boys into? It's tiki mugs. I don't know.
I don't think it is. I don't think that's.
Are
the
girls
answer.
drinking matcha out of tiki mugs? I don't know what people
No,
are
they drink
doing.
it out of the
What
cup
is
that it
matcha?
It's tea. It's just green tea.
Okay.
And
Why did
sometimes
it
you put
blow up
boba in
like
it.
2 weeks ago?
Because it's not coffee
Okay.
and it's like vague. It's same thing with like boba.
Okay.
It's like
It's just like the
whereas
drink
like
fad of the minute.
boba like
But boba was just tea with sugar.
it consumed like the ice cream crowd, like the
None of them will ever top frozen
it consumed
yogurt.
like the sweet treat crowd.
Yeah.
This is like doing that for it's like it ate coffee. The issue with matcha though is that it only grows during one season in like this one region of Japan. And so the global matcha supply
That's
is like
great.
depleted because
And
of how popular
I'm guessing
it's
all
gotten.
of the farmers in that one region of Japan are treated just with the utmost respect.
Well, they're making bank. They're making a ton. They're raising their prices like crazy. They're doing bidding wars for like matcha shipments.
Dude, the only reason to drink coffee, and I'm a person who drinks coffee. You only do it for the caffeine.
Well, that matcha has like it wakes you up. It does the same. It does caffeine.
More than coffee?
It's like the same
So then why are you drinking it?
because it doesn't taste like burnt bean water.
That's the fun of coffee. Half of the reason coffee wakes you up is because you're like, oh, this
No,
tastes
I
bad.
actually learned how to make matcha before it was like a thing, because we had to learn in our East Asian civilizations class because it was like tea ceremonies were like actually like a super important component of like Taoism for a while. Not like tea ceremonies specifically, but just like ritual practices in general in terms of like your daily life. And tea ceremonies were just like a very accessible ceremony that people took part in like basically every day. So you basically just like whisk it. That's basically the only difference. You just whisk it.
That's great.
And it's greener than regular tea.
I'm glad they're all drinking green tea. That's awesome.
It's not literally green tea. It's just a tea that is green, like very like neat, like very green. Like it is physically.
I know
green.
that part. I just don't know why it's just a thing now. Stuff is just like a thing.
It sounds cool.
Like I go to sleep at night and then I wake up the next morning and it's like, oh, we're all wearing red shoes, and I'm like,
Because
where did this come from?
Americans love it when an Asian thing is extremely cheap and consumable.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's
about
our
that.
favorite thing.
That is our favorite.
Some white dude goes to Japan and he comes back and he's like, guys, in Japan,
With matcha, it was probably a white girl.
it's probably both.
Yeah.
And they go, guys, they have this great thing. It's called Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Pokemon cards.
And we're going to drink it. And they make a place and they sell it for $5. And then some quirked up white boy with like chino pants and like a freaking, what are those bags that are like purses, but they're made of like burlap material.
Oh, like a messenger bag?
A tote bag.
Oh,
they got
ugh.
a freaking tote bag.
I know who you're talking about. They're the worst people
They
ever.
got their MacBook in the tote bag, and they're listening to like a Sony Walkman for like no reason, even though they have a phone that plays music and
their
AirPods.
Anime T-shirt and their sweater.
Yeah, no, and like a big shirt. Their shirt's way too big.
Why is everyone wearing giant shirts now?
I don't know.
Have you noticed that?
And they go and they go, oh wow, Asian word. I gotta go in there.
You know what I've noticed?
And they go in there, and there's 3 Asian girls in there who like actually know what it is and are like actually like enjoying it the way it was like intended.
And they're all 5 feet tall.
And they're all 5 feet tall. And then he walks up to the counter, and the counter is run by an Asian girl because like again the white people haven't figured out about it yet. This is like very early on in the cycle.
It's a real diatribe.
Yeah. And then the white guy, he tries it and he goes, wow, this is like exactly the same as this other thing I like. I'm going to bring my other friends who do this who also enjoy and dress exactly like me. And then so the next week, 3 of them come, and then it just spreads. And then one of them starts one. And then you get to the point where like, you have like freaking Jared working in there.
That's great. I just want to know why everyone's wearing giant shirts now.
I think it's just the style.
Why? Giant shirts are for fat people who want to try to hide the fact that
in
they're
order
fat.
for like capitalism to work, you have to be buying things all the time, and so you have to artificially like swap out style trends every few months.
I
so that
don't
people
want
can
the
keep buying
scientific explanation. I want to know why people think it looks good.
They don't. No one thinks anything looks anything. They just buy stuff because other people buy stuff.
That's true. Yeah, people are just sheep. Anyway, I don't want to be that cruel.
No, like
wear big shirts if you want to wear a big shirt. I don't actually.
No, like most people don't like.
Just don't carry a tote bag because you look like a dweeb.
Or if you do, like, carry a cool one, like one that has a cool.
Why is everyone who carries a bag like want to look like an idiot? That's what I don't get. Also, what do you need a bag for?
I don't know.
Stop carrying bags. You don't have
I like
anything.
my bag, but like I keep my Switch on me, so like I'm usually
that's weird. That's weird that you.
Which is weird, but like I enjoy playing my games, so like that's why I do it. Like
sure, but like the people who just walk around with a tote bag and they don't have anything in there.
Also, you could get a backpack. Why don't you have? Why are you wearing? Why the tote bag?
I just don't understand why people need bags all the time.
I like carrying my Switch.
What are you using everywhere?
Whatever.
Anyway,
that's what I do.
Warner Brothers, the other big studio that had big wins this summer. They had 3. What I'm counting. So I've split everything into hits, meh, and flops, and they're kind of all relative. Like the math on them isn't 100% that I'm using as a metric. It's kind of going off the numbers, but it's also kind of going on just like general vibes. Hit number 1 for Warner Brothers, Final Destination Bloodlines, budget of $50 million, box office return $138 million domestic, $287.2 million global, highest grossing movie in the franchise, just a runaway success, big hit, revived a 10-year-old or a franchise that hasn't had a new entry in like 10 years, big hit with the kids, it got good reviews.
There were memes about it.
There were memes, people were laughing, having a good time. Just a general big hit for them. Big reason why Warner Brothers had a good year is because they've been able to revive all these horror brands, revive and then also expand with stuff like Weapons, which is another big hit for them. Budget $38 million, box office $116 domestic, $200 million global. It's been more since I wrote this down. Just 2 big solid hits for Warner Brothers that were horror movies.
I worry with Weapons that what is the name of the creepy witch lady?
Aunt Gladys.
I worry that she will become like a character.
What do you mean by that?
Like a thing that people dress up as for Halloween.
Oh, buddy, get ready for the Gladys Halloween costumes. You know that's coming.
And I worry that they will make a bunch of things.
She'll probably be on shirts.
They're going to make the prequel about her. We already know that.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I worry that she will become like the nun, where it's like she's just like everywhere for like no reason, and she's not that cool.
Okay.
They're gonna make her less cool.
You're right, but that's their job, is to make things lame.
But don't do that.
It's to put everything on a t-shirt.
I think it'd be cool if there was another Weapons movie, but it was like it was different. There was a different guy.
Okay, but what if we did another one, but it's basically the same?
Well, that's fine.
And it's cheaper.
Just make it a different guy. Have a different guy be the Weapons.
That's a good pitch. Okay, their other movie that I've counted as a hit, they did not make, but they did distribute, and that was F1, because that was made by Apple.
Yeah.
Apple spent $300 million on F1. Some of that was covered by sponsorships. so it was a little bit less. And there was also the marketing of it, which was probably like $200 million in addition. Warner Brothers paid for 25% of the marketing and then got a fee for distribution. So they get some of the money and they put a little bit of money into it. So it's a joint move. The big thing with F1 was that if this didn't work, Apple was abandoning movie theaters because they had tried to do movie theaters in 2024 and Argyle happened and it was a giant embarrassment to everyone involved.
Because it was terrible.
And they noped out and they were like, okay, we're going to do F1. If F1 works, we'll maybe think about doing this again. And on that $300 million budget, it did $185.8 million domestic and $600 million globally. It was obviously, like we expected, a bigger thing in overseas than it was here, as F1 the sport is. It was the highest grossing film of Brad Pitt's career as a lead actor.
What?
Yep. And it was the highest grossing Apple original film by several hundred millions of dollars.
That is tragic.
Why is that tragic?
That I feel like he's been in like so many better movies.
Oh, he's been in better movies, but not necessarily movies that have made more money than Race Car Go Fast. The Captain Pilot does it again.
Ocean's 12.
Yeah.
Didn't make as much. Ocean's 13.
None of the Oceans
have
made as much money as
Megamind.
He was in that, but he's also not the lead.
That's true.
World War Z was his biggest before this.
12 Years a Slave he was in.
He's in that.
Fury in 2014. He played Sergeant Don War Daddy.
See, this is what we're talking about here.
By the Sea, hitting the... Yeah, I guess he hasn't really... he was in War Machine.
Which was a Netflix movie.
Not about the Marvel character.
No.
He was in Kajillionaire.
Yup. Maybe. He also might have just been in...
He was in Minari.
I don't think he was in that. I think he was just an executive producer.
Oh, yeah, he was an executive producer, yeah.
See? This is what I'm talking about.
He was in Babylon.
But I think what this means is that Apple will put Joe Kosinski's next movie in theaters, which is this UFO thriller he's doing with the same producer and creative team as F1. I think that will get a theatrical release from Apple, and I think he can get a theatrical release if he wants one. Joe Kosinski, the director of F1, he also did Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
they've both been hits.
He's got 2 hits now. He gets the Infinite Movies pass.
I don't know about anything else they're doing. Their next giant movie, I guess, is this Matchbox movie they're doing with Mattel that stars John Cena. But they've already announced that is going direct to streaming next year. They don't have any theatrical movies on the schedule, despite F1.
Warner Brothers, did you not?
We're talking about Apple. Apple Films and our buddy Tim Apple.
Tim, listen, you're losing $1 billion a year.
More than that, I
on
think.
This. As of March, they've been losing $1 billion a year on average on just Apple TV Plus.
Now they did double the price of a subscription.
What is the goal even?
Well, we talked about this on last episode, and you were like, if they were serious, they would be raising the price. And then the next day,
raise the price the next day.
They raised the price. So I guess they're serious about this.
Yeah, I guess.
They want to be in the film and television game. They genuinely do. They want to be in it. Whether that's just because Tim Cook wants to make cool stuff.
But I don't understand. That doesn't move hardware.
But does it move the services? The services business, does it help that grow? Probably it does.
And here's why it doesn't.
Do you think anyone would have Apple... do you think anyone would be using the Apple TV app on their phones if it wasn't for Apple TV Plus?
Do you think anyone would be using the Apple TV Plus app on their phones if they didn't get 3 free months every 2 months?
Maybe.
Maybe
they have paying subscribers.
Maybe when Ted Lasso comes out.
Apple TV.
Maybe.
It's not that Apple TV has an insignificant amount of subscribers. It's the fact that the churn rate is really high.
Yes, because again, everyone on it is using the free. They give out so many.
Well, it's because people are subscribing for Ted Lasso and Severance, and then they're unsubscribing.
Yeah,
unlike
that, and
unlike a Paramount or an HBO where they're subscribing and they're just letting it roll over.
Anyone who is not subscribed to Apple TV Plus when those 2 shows are out is only subscribed by pure. They just happen to have a free trial that
or month. They're really big into another
Sesame
show
Street?
they have Pachinko.
Fraggle Rock. I think Fraggle Rock.
Are they
Is
still
Fraggle Rock
doing
on there?
More peanut stuff?
I think they have a Fraggle Rock spin-off.
I do believe they have Fraggle Rock, but I don't know if it's still going. The point is that they are serious, and I do think they will continue to try theatrical films every now and then.
It is. Fraggle Rock is on Apple TV.
The weird thing is that F1 came out in June and made money and was a success for them. And then Highest to Lowest, which was their Denzel Spike Lee movie,
right,
came out in August, and it came out in less than 1,000 theaters. They didn't market it at all.
Yeah.
And they didn't even report the grosses, and they're sending it straight to Apple TV Plus after that. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their strategy is. I don't even know if there is a strategy.
I think that they are trying to curb spending in movies in general. They had to pick between high-profile auteur movie with like these very well-known famous creatives or the thing with the 2 letters on it that everyone around the world already knows with Brad Pitt. And they chose that one to market. And I think their marketing budget was constrained to the point where they
if only they had saved some of the Fly Me to the Moon money for
maybe they should have not made Fraggle Rock spin-off.
Maybe they shouldn't have made Argyle.
Or
maybe
that's definitely something you should
maybe
not
when
have
Matthew
made.
Vaughn was
that the best version of that movie is the version that isn't made.
Maybe when Matthew Vaughn had that idea, someone should have locked him in jail for it and saved the world all
and
the
been
pain.
like, never think again.
Yeah, stop, give up,
stop thinking.
Okay, as meh performers for Warner Brothers, I have Superman. Superman had a budget of $225 million. Okay, and for the people who say it's $360 million. Because of the tax forms filed to the state of Ohio, that is a gross budget. Okay? There's a gross production budget and there's a net production budget. The gross is how much the studio spent in raw numbers. That is pre-tax breaks.
Yeah.
The net budget, the 225,
is the actual cost.
Is what they actually cost them after they got a bunch of money back from the states of where they filmed in countries.
Yeah.
Okay? So $225 million budget. $347 million domestic, which is good. That's really good for domestic gross.
And we can assume probably $150 million marketing budget.
Yeah. $257 million internationally, $605 million global. It's gone up to about 610 as of this morning.
That's not too bad.
It's less than Man of Steel, unadjusted for inflation. It is the highest grossing Superman movie domestically, but not globally. And here's why. A normal big tentpole superhero blockbuster of the Superman sort does about 40% of its business domestically and about 60% of its business internationally. Superman flip-flopped. Superman did 57.4% of its business domestically and 40% of its business internationally. So Superman's big problem was that it was over-indexing here and not really registering overseas where it needed to. As a matter of comparison, I got all the numbers for it. Man of Steel, which did $670 million globally, unadjusted for inflation back in 2013, was 43% domestically, 56.8% international. And then I also comped it to Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which I'm sure when David Zaslav hired him was like the ballpark they were aiming for.
Yeah.
Was his Guardians stuff. Guardians 1 did 772 global, 43% to 56% domestic to international. Guardians 2 did 863 global, 45 to 55%. And then Guardians 3 did 845 global, 42% to 57% international. So all of those got closer to that 40-60 split.
Yeah.
And Superman did not get there. It made less than all of those movies. Now, a guy who I talk about a lot when we're talking about box office is a guy named Dan Murrell on YouTube. He did an entire video comparing Superman and Man of Steel's box office runs. If you adjust both Man of Steel's budget and its box office for inflation, because Man of Steel had a massive budget back in 2013, in terms of profitability for the studio, they're about the same. So,
that makes sense.
Is this a big hit for them? No. You can't call it a big hit because it just didn't have the numbers. It's going to make money, but is it like a go ahead, everything's great, DC's on the best track possible. 15 more movies in development. The thing that James Gunn is going to be telling David Zaslav in every email and phone call is that Superman did manage to outgross all of this year's Marvel movies, all 3 of them,
Yes.
by a considerable amount. So it's got that going for it. What does that mean?
It beat Fantastic Four.
It beat Fantastic
which was
Four.
its only real competition.
Yeah.
Because Captain America 4 was never going to do the same as the other ones, especially not if you switch out the main character. That's just not... That is a different character. Thunderbolts was a no-name group. That's not a real... There's no momentum there.
Mm-hmm.
That movie had to build its own momentum, and it wasn't really able to do that. Fantastic Four is really the only one that has any kind of motion going in. And they beat that, but also you're Superman. I would hope you would beat Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They're like the least popular Marvel
That is
gang.
a brand that has never worked in movies.
Yeah, the fact that it did as well as it did should be shocking to everyone.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I think Superman... Why do you think it did not do as well overseas? Barring the fact that, like every movie now, China is basically a non-existent territory for box office, and these movies no longer come out in Russia.
Well, that's the number one, is that the Chinese market is gone. But also, I feel like Superman is kind of along the same vein as Captain America in terms of like their cultural relevance to the United States. Every time they do a Marvel DC crossover or fusion, it's always Superman and Captain America who are like getting along the best. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if there's like a proper comparison, like going in another direction. Maybe, I can't think of a cultural reverse. Maybe something from Japan where it's like a big character for them that they're trying to export, but they don't really have like... America cares much more about its cultural icons in terms of like treating them as almost like pseudo mythical figures than like I feel like most other countries. This maybe could be just because I live here, but like Superman is a deeply American figure for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
And he absolutely, you can make a Superman movie.
The counter argument to that is the Captain America movies have not had this problem. They also had about a 40-60 split domestic to international.
So 2 reasons for that. One, Marvel movies have just been bigger for the long, like that's a brand in its own. So he can coast on that
right.
Overseas. Additionally, the perception of America over the last 2-3 years has kind of gotten less favorable globally. And I don't know how
and I have heard
that affects
that
media
point
consumption.
Brought up many times. I'm a little fishy on that.
I don't know how...
Because I don't understand... Because I don't really see a person in Switzerland going, I'm not a real big fan of what the Trump administration is doing with immigration.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm not seeing the new Superman movie as protest. Like, I don't see that happening in real life. I see that happening on Twitter.
I don't see that happening in, like, Switzerland, but I could see, like a disgruntled, like, someone from, like, a country that's, like, on worser terms with the United States over the last couple months, maybe. But like, even then, I don't know
would
how...
Would that not affect
how
blanket all-American movies?
You would expect
seeing
that,
it with other ones.
Yeah.
Jurassic World... cleaning up internationally, like it's.
But that I would argue that that's not as perceived as American as Superman is.
I think Superman as a character just has a ceiling. I just think he's never been Batman. He's never been Spider-Man.
At least not movie-wise.
There's an unmovable subsect of the superhero cinema enjoying public that thinks Superman is a boring Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And they don't care. And they don't, even if the movie's good, they don't care. And they just want to see Batman when Batman shows up. I think that's a big part of
they see
it.
Superman as kind of flavorless.
Yeah, and then I think the other part of it is superhero fatigue is very real.
Yeah.
And it has set in. People are bored.
But I mean, to that same token, like, then why would we see that split with, you know, Captain America and Fantastic Four? Like, why would we not see that split manifest?
I don't know how that directly applies.
If superhero fatigue is the main.
Well, I think the story of Superman is, we're not looking at it as a movie that underperformed. We are looking at it as a movie that underperformed internationally, when I think we should be looking at it as a movie that over-indexed domestically. Where I think the movie-going audience in the United States is more susceptible to enjoying superhero cinema and is not as burnt out as the rest of the world. I think, and I'm kind of losing track of my point here because we've been talking for an hour and a half.
I could see,
but you see what I'm getting at?
I could see maybe domestic attitudes being lower, causing a surge in demand for,
I think everyone is
hopeful media.
I think everyone has fatigue. I think the US just has less of it than the rest of the world.
But again, the split wasn't that crazy for like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean, you are right. I don't know why specifically. The thing is, it's just like Superman capped out where those other movies capped out in terms of like raw numbers.
Yeah, it just flipped.
It's just the split is off because honestly, it made more here.
I think that character just appeals more to Americans.
I would have to think. Yeah, I mean, the counter argument to that is the Man of Steel breakdown, but Man of Steel was also weird because it was kind of sold as an anti-Superman movie.
Yeah, that version of Superman is not as American, I would argue, as this one is.
Yeah,
at least in terms of representing the American
title.
Ideal. Yeah.
In terms of DC, I am very concerned about Supergirl. I don't know what the budget is on that.
Okay, here's the thing.
There's no big
The
names
budget
in
will
it.
be lower.
It will. I think Supergirl's budget, I'm hoping,
it will be significantly lower.
Is it be in the 150 range as opposed to the 225 range of Superman.
And I think it will do fine.
I think it'll do somewhere in the mid 300s. I think, like Superman, it will not do poor enough for us to freak out.
Yeah.
But it will not do well enough for us to be like, everything's great. I think we'll be like, eh. I think after Supergirl, the main thing we'll be saying is, we'll see how Clayface does. And then I think Clayface
that's just...
which started shooting this week. Did you see the set photos?
I saw a picture of the guy.
Yeah. And I don't know how that's going to do either. Because I don't know what the budget on that is or how much they're willing to spend on it.
I think the Clayface budget will be surprisingly low. I think like around 80 million, maybe less.
I think they should be aiming for 50.
Yeah, I think it will. You know what? I think it will be around the first Joker movie.
Yeah.
I think that is
probably reasonable for the Clayface solo film.
Yeah, because you know what?
Because it's not even
I
Joker.
think if you pitch it just as basically because honestly, most people don't even know who Clayface is.
Right.
You could totally just market this as like it's just a horror film.
Go after the horror crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just like sure, like he'll fight.
I mean, we'll see how horror it is. How horror it
but
is being. It's all horror.
Supergirl, I think, is a more interesting.
Supergirl also has a lot of competition, even more than Superman has. Supergirl's coming out next June. It's going up against Star Wars, Mortal Kombat, Devil Wears Prada 2.
Okay,
Steven,
why Devil Wears Prada 2?
Because that has an audience, a very large female audience. Supergirl presumably wants to get a part of. Okay,
I don't know how.
Toy Story 5, Spielberg's new movie, The Odyssey, Spider-Man, all next summer. Like that is a lot of heavy competition. If I was DC, I would move Supergirl up to March.
Yeah,
I would evacuate the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl's already in the can. Post-production, they might have to crunch a little bit, but I would.
Yeah,
move it
they're
to
already
March.
almost done with that, aren't they?
Yeah, I would move it to March. I think that because the same thing we were talking about this year, where the first 3 months of the year before April were completely barren, and we were all freaking out. It's the same case next year.
Yeah,
all the big movies have left the spring. I don't know what they're thinking. They need to program something in the first 3 months.
I think Supergirl needs room to breathe because that's going to be a movie where it's like
it's going to have to word of mouth it a little bit.
Yeah. If there's another movie that has a big draw, people will not pick Supergirl over anything else.
If it's Star Wars, if it's sandwiched in between Star Wars and Toy Story, everyone's picking Star Wars and Toy Story over Supergirl.
Yeah. Is having hot girl enough?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think in this
No,
case.
especially because it's a PG-13 movie. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like, no, I don't think that's a big enough. She's not a big enough name. And the movie in general has like no big name cast members.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa has a cameo.
No, I think he's in the movie.
He's in it, but he's not like a lead.
And she'll fight him. She's got to fight him.
Is that enough?
Yeah, it'll be enough for some people. I don't
Okay.
know.
The big thing from Warner Brothers, and I'll give them this: no flops. No flops from Warner Brothers. All hits. Okay, they're doing good. Nothing's crapped the pant. No one's crapped their pants yet.
They
Since the
managed
spring.
their budgets well.
Yes. Now, they did have flops this year, but they've had enough hits in a row.
Yes.
Where we're ignoring him. Okay.
Ignore that.
The other studio I put down as doing well this summer was Universal. Universal had Jurassic World Rebirth, budget of $225, 335 domestic, 508 international, 844 global. The lowest grossing Jurassic World movie.
Good.
The last three all did over $1 billion. However, it is a franchise on the decline. Jurassic World in 2015 did 1.6, Fallen Kingdom did 1.3, and Dominion did just barely over $1 billion. I think they expected this one to do a little bit lower, though. I don't think there was as much of a push.
I think that this performed around. I would hope that they assumed it would land here.
Yeah, they knew it was gonna not, because Dominion was also, they brought back all the original cast. They spent like $400 million on it.
That was supposed to be the conclusion. That was like we got
That's
back
what they
the
sold
whole
it as,
old cast. No, but like if they want, and this one had none of the old cast.
No.
Of either.
And that's the big thing with this one, is that the budget on this one was way lower than the last three. They spent much less on this new one than they did in any of the other Jurassic World movies. So they might actually end up taking home more money from this than they did on Fallen Kingdom or Dominion. They spent like $525 million on Fallen Kingdom. It might be the most expensive movie ever made.
Why?
But yeah,
How?
no. Expect Jurassic.
There were hardly even any dinosaurs in that one.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Were the locusts that expensive? Did Jeff Goldblum rob you? What happened?
Laura Dern probably got paid like 20. I mean, the OG cast probably is getting $10 million each, and then Pratt's probably getting 15 to 20.
Like, what are they doing other than Jeff Goldblum?
Because they know they can ask for it.
I guess.
Like, Pratt isn't worth $20 million, but he can ask for $20 million, and they have to give it to him.
Well, Chris Pratt might be worth it. At this, he's Emmett. He's Mario. He's Jurassic Guy.
Is he a success in anything that isn't a massive IP thing
Is he
already?
in anything that's not a massive IP?
Exactly. He's never been tested. Like,
yes, but every time he's been in a big IP, even if it's not... Okay, I would argue Guardians of the Galaxy is the closest Marvel's ever gotten to an original film.
I'll give him Guardians.
Lego Movie.
I will give him Guardians. I don't know about that.
That's just the abstract concept of Legos.
But Lego's a giant brand.
Yeah, but like, again, like it's
fine.
Not like a...
I will give him Lego and Guardians of the Galaxy, two movies that came out in 2014.
But they made a ton of money. They made so much money. Infinite money.
Okay, all I'll say on Jurassic World is that, expect Jurassic World 8 in theaters July 2028. In 3 years. They will bring back legacy characters for that. Expect Pratt to be back.
Will be there. Girl.
Someone, one of the other ones. Bryce Dallas Howard, sure.
Which is good.
I
want her in more movies.
I would fire the writer. I would not bring back David Koepp because that script was god-awful.
Script wasn't even... There was no script.
There was no script. And then I would bring in... I would bring back Gareth Edwards. I'd bring back the director. I don't blame him for the movie being
the directing
bad.
Was fine. The script was just terrible.
The script was awful. What would your pitch for Jurassic World 8 be? Where do you take the franchise from here? Do you take it off of an island?
Yeah. Here's where I take it.
I already have an idea, but I'd like to hear yours first.
We do Planet of the Apes.
Jurassic Planet. Not a terrible idea.
And we do the
like
war.
Post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't go there just yet.
But not post-apocalypse yet.
I'd save the...
I'm saying we do the Planet of the Apes franchise with dinosaurs.
Okay. Here's the next one. 2028. Jurassic World Extinction. The dinosaurs, they've invaded New York City. Boom. That's an entire movie.
Yeah.
Jurassic World 9. Jurassic War.
Yeah.
World War of Dinosaurs. Jurassic
World War.
It writes itself.
There we
writes
go.
itself. And then the 11th one, post-apocalypse. Jurassic World Apocalypse. I don't know. Figure out the title later. That's your next 3 Jurassic movies. I just did it.
Did we do Jurassic World? None of them are called Resurrection, are they?
No.
Oh, wait, no.
I mean, Rebirth.
It would be Jurassic World New Era.
Nah.
Or the new Jurassic Era. New Jurassic World. Something like that. Jurassic Era, but like we're bringing it back because now the human era's over. Something with
Jurassic
that.
Era would maybe
Yeah.
work. Yeah. So you do Jurassic World War. You do Jurassic World Extinction.
But okay,
Jurassic
tell me
World
Jurassic World War would not go so hard.
No, I'm saying stop acting like these are real movies.
Yeah.
Go full schlock.
Get
That's what
stupid.
everyone wants.
You're already like, okay, yeah,
They're already awful.
The first one's real. The rest are all stupid.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is a real movie.
Jurassic Park is good.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's Steven Spielberg.
And it like had commentary.
It had
like
themes.
It had things to
and
say
characters
about science and its
quality
place and man's
filmmaking.
role in the environment. And then after that, they like it's like they took one word out of the ethos of Jurassic World or Jurassic Park and tried to expand on it and then like just kind of forgot the rest of what the rest of it was about.
Their other hit, How to Train Your Dragon, $150 million budget, 262 domestic, 364 international, 626 global, highest grossing film in the franchise, unadjusted for inflation. Sequel is already dated for June 2027. Yeah, it did better than all 3 of the other ones. They're going to remake more of these DreamWorks movies. That's what I'll say off of that. And yeah, they're going to remake all 3 of these, and that's a new franchise for
Can you do
them.
a live action Shrek?
They might try.
But like the character designs are so obnoxious in their variants.
I think if you can make 2 of those work.
How do you do Puss in Boots?
Oh, I mean, that might be the easiest one.
How do you do Donkey? Is he just a regular
He's a regular
donkey?
looking donkey.
But then is Puss in Boots not just like a regular
looking
cat who just
but he
stands up?
Yeah.
That would look so stupid.
It doesn't matter if it looks stupid. It would make $1 billion.
Or like Pinocchio?
Well,
the
that one, that's the
Gingerbread
easy
Man?
one. That's another easy
Lord
one.
Farquaad?
And that's a short
Who do
man.
we cast?
Who's a short man.
We can't cast Peter Dinklage.
Well, they would probably get a regular sized man and then CGI him
down.
small.
Who played the Oompa Loompa in...
Hugh Grant.
We get Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant might actually be a good Lord Farquaad.
He's too old.
But he'd be a good
And
one,
I think he would genuinely rather die.
But that would be pretty funny, though. If he did. He was an Oompa Loompa. His standards don't exist.
But yeah, no, How to Train Your Dragon, big hit. And How to Train Your Dragon 2 actually made the most of the original animated movies. And I think that will be bigger than this first one at the remake.
Yeah.
I think the remake of 2 is a little bit more mature and I think appeals to
I honestly think that one will work better.
Yeah.
We did rewatch 2 before we went to go watch the remake.
I rewatched all of them.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched the third one because that one's the most boring. The villain in 3 is so bad.
Doesn't matter.
So bad. Why did they change it again? Did the voice actor for the second
They
one
wanted
do
to
something
bring
bad?
the villain from 2 back and give him a redemption arc and then have a new villain.
But like,
and then they
did he
cut
do
the
something
redemption
bad?
arc.
What happened?
No, they cut the redemption arc line and they just had a new villain.
Why?
They wanted the guy who killed all the Night Fairies to be the villain of the third one.
Just make that be that guy.
Too late. Okay. The movies that performed meh for Universal. Bad Guys 2, $80 million budget, $70 million domestic, $83 million international, about $160 million global. Failed to reach the domestic or global gross of the first one, which was $250 back in April 2022. Any reason you think Bad Guys 2 didn't connect? Same as Bad Guys 1?
It's Bad Guys 2.
What?
It's Bad Guys 2.
Universal thought this was a big thing. They had
Yeah,
really
they're
been expanding
stupid.
this brand.
They're dumb. They're idiots for thinking that.
Okay. It's a little harsh.
It's Ocean's 11 with cartoon animals.
But why didn't it at least reach the first one?
'Cause
No, they're not bad movies.
They went to space in the second one. You
Sure.
gotta wait on space.
You think they went too
You
big?
can't go heist space. You gotta have some build up there. You gotta do Fast and Furious. Heist, bigger heist, 8 more heists. Space.
I think the reason was that the marketing campaign went for too long.
I agree.
They put out the first Bad Guys 2 trailer like a year ago. And so it ran for a year. And by the time it came out, everyone was like, we're still doing that?
I don't think these characters have the capacity to last very long outside their initial run. They were all kind of arced out after the first.
So you just don't think it was you don't think it had series potential?
I don't. The world. Okay, here's the. You know what? The main thing. The world doesn't exist. There is no world building in Bad Guys at all. It's just there's a city. There's these bad guys. They rob stuff and then they don't. That's it.
What's interesting is the critical reception and the audience reception to both was about the same. It was both good.
They're fine, but like I don't think that it can sustain a franchise. There's just not enough there. The concept is not enough to sustain that.
Another Matt performer, Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson's newest.
That movie was very good.
$30 million budget, $20 million domestic, $19 international, $39 million global.
Everyone should see that one.
Didn't gross what Asteroid City did, which was his last movie in 23. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
He's already making his next one.
He has an infinite movie.
He literally has a billionaire that funds all of his stuff for him, so he doesn't care.
He has the infinite movie pass, and that's fine because has he ever not made a banger? Has he ever missed any big misses?
I mean, none of them have ever been like poorly received. There's just been some that are more positive.
So he's only made bangers. So like, infinite movie pass.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And I think that'll do well on streaming and premium video on demand.
Yeah,
I think that will make
that'll be big on Amazon Prime.
Okay, big flops for Universal. Megan 2.0, $25 million budget, $24 million domestic haul, $15 million international, $39 million global total. Massive failure on all accounts, as Jason Blum admitted the Monday after the movie came out.
I don't know why this one did so poorly.
Well, here's why Jason Blum thinks so.
Let's hear what Jason thinks.
He said, "We all thought Megan was like Superman. We could do anything to her. We could do anything to her. We could change genres. We could put her in the summer. We could make her look different. We could turn her from a bad guy into a good guy, and we classically overthought how powerful people's engagement was with her."
Megan is not like Superman.
No, Megan is not like Superman.
Megan, okay, you know what? I would argue his understanding of Superman is also fatally flawed.
Okay.
Superman is not a character that you can pluck in and out of any story, place in any role, and make him work. That mindset is the reason why, like, there had not been a proper normal Superman adaptation since the 80s, was because of that mindset. Superman is a fixed character with a fixed role and a fixed purpose within the overall universe he's a part of.
And I will say, just to add a little bit of background, the original did $95 million domestic, $84 million international, and $180 million globally. So this made 40. So 2 did 40. The original did 180. What is that? Like less than it's like a fourth?
It's like a quarter, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a fourth of the business. Okay, here's what I think the real problem was here. One, it was not a horror movie, which was the only reason anyone saw the first one, was because it was a horror movie that was out. The original Megan did well because it came out in January, and the only thing it was counter-programming was the Avatar sequels, like, extended run.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just counter-programming nothing.
Yeah.
It was the only thing out. It also had social media hype, which you absolutely cannot replicate at all. You get that once, it's lightning in a bottle.
Did it, though? What social media hype did it have?
The Megan's doing the dancing.
But that was manufactured. They, like, put them in the background of a news studio.
Universal seems to think that was a really big reason that movie worked. I think it was mainly...
The marketing campaign was creative, but, like, it didn't have, like, big social media buzz.
I genuinely think it was just because it was a horror movie that was out in January.
Yeah, it was just, like...
And it was PG-13, and all the teenagers could
and it
go
was,
see
like, fine. It was, like... It was corny, and it was silly, but it was fine.
Yeah, I think This one was supposed to come out in January, and they pushed it to the summer.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, because it was counter-programming Minecraft, wasn't it?
No, this was counter-programming F1. They put this out F1 weekend, and there were early projections where people were like, Megan 2 might make more than F1 opening week.
No, you're stupid. You're a stupid idiot for thinking that.
If this had come out in January, it would have done 100 million.
It probably would have been fine. I still don't think it
There-
would have done...
but there was nothing in January. They pushed this out of January, and it killed this movie, and it hurt the first quarter of the year because there was no product.
I also think doing Terminator with Megan wasn't a great
I think moving
idea.
it out of horror was a bad idea. That was the only reason the first one made any money.
I understand why. Because they saw that they had this character who made $200 million, was very profitable. They were like, okay, we need to find a way to make this like a franchise. We got to franchise this. So they tried to make her into a superhero, and no one cared. Because if they made Chucky into a superhero, which she is just Chucky, make no mistake, it's the same movie. If Chucky in the second movie was a superhero, Chucky would have died after the second movie.
Yeah. Now, they already have a spin-off film dated for January of next year called Soulmate. It's in the can. It's coming out. So,
Okay.
I got to figure out what they're going to do with that. Another sequel that flopped, Nobody 2, $25 million budget, $28 million global gross. It's not going to make as much as the first one did. Straight out of COVID back in 2021.
Barely did anything. I don't know why they even bothered making another.
I think the only reason they did was because Bob Odenkirk really wanted to do
Didn't Bob Odenkirk be like, oh, I kept training all these moves. I should make another movie where I punch guys.
He really wanted to do another one, and I think the first one came out so close to COVID where it was like,
They were
well,
willing
maybe
to give it another shot.
maybe we can get it. And no one cared. And then Honey, Don't. Do you even know what that is?
I do want to see that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't. It's bad.
But Aubrey Plaza's in it.
It's bad. It's not. It's not.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a bad movie. No, that's not doing anything.
And
That's
Charlie Day
that's
is
bombing
in
really
it.
hard. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a real bad movie.
Aw,
Okay.
that sucks.
Those are the
might
studios
see
that
it
won.
anyway.
Universal had flops and they had mad performers, but Jurassic and How to Train Your Dragon did big enough money where it'll probably pay for the rest of them, and it's not really a problem. Disney. I put Disney in the meh column because Disney had one big hit. And that was Lilo and Stitch, $100 million budget, $1 billion global gross, highest grossing Lilo and Stitch film, highest grossing Hollywood movie of the year, fifth highest grossing Disney live action remake. They already have a sequel on the way with a new creative team.
Good.
So yeah, Lilo and Stitch, bona fide hit, billions in merch sales.
Do you think they will actually give this... What do you do for the... Why? I don't even care. I was going to ask a question, but then I realized I don't care.
Oh, wow, Lilo and Stitch 2.
I was going to think, are they going to do the villain in the second one? But I don't care.
You could.
I don't care.
Why not?
Because it's Lilo and Stitch.
Their other movie that made money was Freakier Friday. Kind of under the radar, a little bit of a sleeper. $45 million budget.
Now that one had social media buzz.
$45 million budget, 113 global gross. It's not going to make what the original movie did back in 2003.
What?
But it's still
No
going to make a
way.
profit, and then it's going to be big on PVOD.
It'll be big on Disney Plus.
And Disney Plus, it's going to generate a lot of viewership.
That movie should have honestly been a Disney Plus directed.
It was at a certain point, but they put it in...
Should have stayed directed Disney
Okay,
Plus.
but it's making money, so it shouldn't have.
Nah, it should have.
Just because you hate it?
It would have got like way more people talking about it if it did.
Okay, but it made money. It would have made money on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but we could have sold more Jamie Lee Curtis t-shirts or something. I don't know.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I figured out. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, they did. And they made money on it by putting it in theaters. Okay,
It is surprising that worked. Like that type of movie, you don't really see in theaters ever now.
Yeah,
Like just
a studio comedy.
some stuff happens and it's funny. Like that doesn't happen really. Like
Man who's never heard of the genre of comedy before. Some stuff was just
No,
kind of
no,
happening.
but not-
It was kind of fun.
because like they still make comedies, but they're never like I would say
They've
like
made two.
like the Naked Gun.
We're gonna talk about.
Yeah, like I would say that's a different kind of comedy than than Freakier Friday.
It's a different type, but they're both just straight comedy films. There's not anything else going on.
Yeah, but it's like teenage girl comedy.
Yeah, this is a movie for women.
Yeah, like teenage girl comedies. I haven't seen one of those in
Yeah, they don't
like since like
Barbie.
2009 maybe.
Barbie was the last comedy that appealed
But
to
even
women.
that wasn't a comedy, really. I mean, it was more of a comedy than it was anything else.
What would
but
you
like,
call it?
I don't know. I mean, it was like a dramedy. Like it was doing more than just straightforward
Barbie is a comedy. Okay, they're meh performers. Fantastic Four, $200 million budget, probably more. 491 global. It's actually more now. It's reached out over 5. It's going to make about 520, 530 by the end of the day. Highest grossing Fantastic Four movie, unadjusted for inflation.
Even if you adjusted it for inflation, wouldn't it still be the most
original?
Which one made more?
The original one from 2005, I think.
2004.
Yeah.
How? That movie.
And that one,
terrible.
that one just sold raw more tickets than this new one is going to do.
I think that's probably because of Disney Plus.
I
I think the people who would have made up the difference are people who just go, I'll watch it when it's on Disney Plus.
So continues a downward trend for Marvel Studios. Only 2 theatrical hits in the past 3 years. I'll have 7 releases. Those were Guardians 3 and Deadpool Wolverine. Rest of them have all underperformed or flopped. They're taking a year off. Next one is Spider-Man Brand New Day next July. And then
It's Avengers after that, right?
yeah, and then I put a conversation question. Did releasing 2 weeks after Superman hurt this movie? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Superman had pretty strong legs. Not super strong, but like it ran for a while.
And Fantastic Four came out, and everyone was still talking about Superman, and then everyone was still talking about Superman afterward.
Superman was really good, and Fantastic Four was really
not nothing.
It was really
nothing.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I also put the roses in meh because I did these notes before it came out because I didn't know what I was gonna do.
The Roses was pretty fun.
Okay.
It was all right. I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it, but I thought I was going to not like it at all. So
I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. Flops. Thunderbolts. $180 million budget. 382 global. Bad on all accounts. Again.
Doesn't that make money, though?
No. They're lying to you if it did. Because that $180 million budget is definitely more, and they're covering it up.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, that's... I feel like you like randomly deciding that is...
No, as in like
super...
initial reports from trades were coming out and it was like above 200 and then Disney was like, no, it's actually 180. It's not. That movie should have done more. Under 400 is bad.
I don't know why that movie didn't do more. I mean, superhero fatigue, I guess, but like Superman and Fantastic Four did fine. Freaking Captain America 4 did fine.
Again, just people didn't care. They didn't care about those characters, and there was nothing special.
I think it's mainly just the characters.
Okay, Elio,
care about those.
Giant flop.
Yeah.
Disney says it had a $200 million budget. Pretty much everyone agrees within the industry that it was closer to $300 million because it had a bunch of development problems. Box office, $72 million domestic, $79 million international, $152 global. Lowest opening ever for a Pixar film, lowest grossing movie they've ever made. That's adjusting for inflation. Not adjusting for inflation, it's still the lowest grossing. And that's not counting the COVID streaming stuff.
Dude, is it worse than The Good Dinosaur?
It did worse than The Good Dinosaur. It did worse than Onward, which came out like 2 weeks before theaters closed for COVID. Pixar's next one is Hoppers in March, which is another original.
I think Hoppers will do fine.
I think Hoppers will definitely do better than this. And then if that doesn't work, Toy Story 5 comes out next June, and that'll make $1 billion.
$1 billion.
And bail them out.
I think they need that, actually.
But yeah, Elio, big failure. They kind of knew it was a big failure.
If I were them, I'd switch Toy Story. Because I think you need Pixar to have a big theatrical hit post-COVID for people to start caring about Pixar.
Well, they did. They had Inside Out too. So they're
okay,
fine.
Well, that's not a sequel. That's a sequel. Something else. They need Toy Story 5 first, I think.
They're coming.
Mainly
That's coming out in the summer. That's going to make a lot of money. Okay. Yeah, so Elio, I mean, Disney kind of knew it was a failure. They were kind of burying it.
Yeah, they were. There's a reason that they... If they... Honestly, you know what? I think if they had released it last year, it would have done better.
It was originally supposed to come out last year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think if they had done that...
Last March, I don't think it would have had any real competition off the top of my head.
I think it would have been fine if they had done that. And I think doing it this year was really a stupid idea. And a bad idea and a dumb idea. And they're dumb and they should not have done that.
It's just because they have that...
Was it just not ready yet?
They had that... Well, you don't know?
About what?
It was they had a bunch of metaphors for being gay in it.
Oh, they had to cut all the gay out?
Fire the director and then bring in new directors and redo a lot of the plot.
I see.
Yeah.
Wait, was he gay for the alien?
No. And then also, like, his mom, you never saw it, but, like, his aunt in the movie was his mom, and their whole relationship has changed. Like, there's a lot of stuff they went and altered. Anyway, the other mess studio, A24. A24 had one big hit, and that was Materialist, which had a $20 million budget, $85 million of global box office.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely turning a profit.
So boring.
My big note on this one is that if this had been a traditional rom-com with the same actors, this would have made $100 million plus globally.
Probably.
100%.
Yeah.
And that means, yeah, I have it in all caps. I put make more rom-coms.
You know, I think it was just really miscast. I don't think a single person was cast properly in that movie.
I liked Chris Evans.
Yeah, but he's too hot to be in the role that he's in.
To be a bum?
Yeah.
Too hot to be a grub.
No, he is. He's supposed to be like this bummy, schlubby guy, but he's like the hottest guy in the movie. And the whole thing is like she's choosing between the hot guy who ticks all her boxes
and the grub.
Or the grubby, schlubby guy. But the grubby, schlubby guy is hotter, so like that's not...
Okay.
Now it's nothing.
But yeah, no, I put... Earlier this year in February, Bridget Jones 4 did $140 million, and that didn't come out in the U.S. It went straight to Peacock here.
What?
So that would have done probably $200 million with U.S. box office. Anyone But You, back in 2023, made like $250 million worldwide. Yeah. There's obviously a giant audience for rom-coms.
And no one is making
that they have just abandoned for no reason. There's money here. There's money on the table. A24's big question marks. Friendship, Sorry Baby, Highest to Lowest.
Friendship was good.
All
I think
fine box office, but we don't know what the budgets on those were, except for Highest to Lowest. We don't know anything about that.
Friendship cannot have been expensive.
Yeah. For another mad performer for them, Bring Her Back, which was the new horror movie from the Filippo brothers,
really good,
who made Talk to Me from a few years ago.
Did they make Hereditary as well or something else?
No, we'll talk about the Hereditary guys on the movie.
Yeah, they also did a thing.
So Bring Her Back had a $15 million budget, $35 million global gross. So it'll probably end up making a little bit of profit down the line. But yeah, it didn't match the $92 million that Talk to Me made. However, it's a very different movie. It's a hard movie to watch. It's not like a fun horror movie. And A24 is in development on 3 other movies with the brothers. So
they just make a lot of movies.
Okay, A24's big flop. Eddington, $25 million budget, $11.7 million global gross. Did not match the gross of Beau is Afraid, which was Ari Aster's last movie.
Eddington? What even is that?
That was the Western with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix. The
that
COVID
was a
movie. Yes.
I thought that was about like a mayoral election.
It is.
And it takes place in like 2020.
Yep. It's a modern Western.
Okay, if it's a modern Western, that's just called a contemporary movie.
I don't have time for that.
Western implies like a time period.
No, it doesn't.
The Wild West is where Western comes from.
A movie can take place in the West without taking place in 1865.
Yeah, it can, but then it's just like something else. I mean, it's still a Western, like because it like has the same like narrative tropes. But I'm saying like
thematic elements, yeah.
Yeah, but like the aesthetic is off. And the aesthetic is
a lot of the aesthetic is still there. It's still guns and cowboy hats and big deserts.
Okay.
Okay.
A desert is not the same if
the
a
real
Toyota Corolla is driving through it instead of a horse. Don't pretend Toyota Corollas and horses are the same.
If you've seen Eddington, you will know why Eddington did not necessarily connect with a mainstream audience. It's not really attempting to at all. It's a very nihilistic movie, and not necessarily one that is fun to watch, although it is good. The real question here is, will A24 continue giving Ari Aster blank checks to make movies that are not making any money?
For like, I don't, cause
so for the arts,
I guess,
to support
even though his
the arts,
I don't like it.
You've never seen it. Oh no, you saw Midsummer.
Midsummer, I don't like.
Okay.
I'm a Midsummer hater. I'm the only one, I guess, but I'll keep hating.
Okay, here's our bad studio performers. Sony, Sony, my first note was that they had the biggest movie of the summer, yet they saw no profit from it because it released on Netflix. This is K-pop. In terms of theatrical hits, none. They had no theatrical hits at the US box office. They put out 4 movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer, $18 million budget, $64 million global. Will probably turn a profit, but it failed to reach the gross of either of the first 2 movies in that franchise, unadjusted for inflation.
Obviously.
And those movies came out in the 90s, so they're not doing that sequel that they set up at the end.
Well, no, they will.
They'll try.
They will.
They'll just try.
They just will.
Because they don't have anything else.
Yeah, why not?
Karate Kid Legends, $45 million budget, $112 million global. Maybe made some money.
That probably made money.
But it failed to match the opening weekend gross of the 2010 Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith one domestically in its entire run.
Yeah.
So that movie made $330 million, the Jaden Smith one. This one, 112. So it's doing a third of the business.
Yeah, that's because Karate Kid's a dead IP.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised it made that much money. Why are we still doing Karate
28 years later, budget of $60 to $75 million, $150 million global. So, not great. A real meh on that one. We don't really know.
You know what, actually? I'm changing my stance on Karate Kid.
Okay, we're going back to Karate Kid.
You can make a contemporary Karate Kid movie. You just have to make a modern Karate Kid movie.
What do you mean by that?
That movie is from the 90s.
Karate Kid Legends, yep.
It just was made in 2024.
Okay, before you go on a whole thing, I'm just going to tell you, and then we got to move on, that Cobra Kai is the modern Karate Kid movie.
Yeah, it is.
The reason that this movie didn't work was that they had been doing Cobra Kai for 7 years, and by the time this came out, everyone was Karate Kidded out.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, if you had made like a movie that was like a modern day, like had modern tropes, modern aesthetics, modern vibes, with a kid who learns karate as like a central pillar of the movie, that could work. But this movie is just like a 90s movie that just like happened to come out like in 2025 for some reason.
So 28 years later, highest grossing film in the franchise, but like the other 2 were small little movies. It had a solid opening, but it kind of fell off precipitously because of bad audience reception. The sequel is already dated for January. The trailer is about to come out. And then the third film has not yet been greenlit, and I don't think it will by Sony, because I don't think the second one's going to do any box office. This one didn't do as well as they had hoped.
Which one?
28 years later.
Oh, yeah, they'll make it.
You think?
Yeah.
It's because they're desperate.
Yeah.
No,
this one was really good. The ending was just like random, and if I were to watch it again, I would cut that out and just watch not that part of it, because like why was that even there?
And then Sony had one flop, which was Caught Stealing, which just came out. $40 million budget.
That just came out though.
But it's not going to make its money back. The opening was low, and it's not really generating any interest. Unfortunate. I liked that one. I will say this about Sony. None of these movies made really any money at all, but they are all responsibly budgeted. Like, they are good at that.
Yeah. They're better at it.
I Know What You Did Last Summer for under 20 is good. Karate Kid for less than 50 is good. 20 years later for 60 is good. Caught Stealing for 40 is good. Like, those are all good budgets.
None of those are crazy.
Those are not crazy. And as much as crap as we gave the Spum, which was their only real other franchise, like those were all also responsibly budgeted. Like Venom 3 only cost like 130.
I would argue spending $1 on on Morbius.
Ignoring the fact that they were greenlit in the first place, they didn't spend $200 million on Morbius like Marvel spends $200 million on Ant-Man 3.
How
like
much did they spend on Madam Web?
100.
That's too much money.
But if Marvel had made that, they would have spent 200. So
yeah, but if Marvel had made it, it would have been about a character that like someone may have heard of before.
If you ignore the fact that they're about dumb characters and IP, the budgets are actually fairly responsible.
Yeah.
Okay, our other big failure of a studio, Lionsgate. Lionsgate had no hits, no meh performers.
What movies did they even make this?
Lionsgate had what I'm counting as 2 major flops.
I didn't even know they made any movies.
Ballerina, the John Wick
cool.
spinoff.
I didn't know that was them.
$90 million budget, $135 million global. It made less than John Wick's 2, 3, and 4.
What? No way.
My big note on that is that this movie should not have come out in June.
You also should not have budgeted it that way, knowing that it was not John Wick.
Yeah, no, I think 90 million was still too high, but I think if this had come out earlier in the year, like we keep saying,
if it came out
when there was no competition,
if it came out in February, it would have done fine.
It would have done better. Like, why did this come out a week after Mission Impossible?
Yeah, especially Mission Impossible.
That's the exact same audience. It's old dudes. That's
old dudes who like watching guys shoot guys.
Yeah, that's silly. What are you doing? And then Hurry Up Tomorrow, also a big flop. The Weeknd's movie. Do you remember that with Jenna Ortega?
I do. I didn't watch it, but I remember it coming out.
$15 million budget on that one. $7 million global worldwide gross. My two notes on that were Jenna Ortega get a new manager and The Weeknd needs to stop.
Yeah.
Just in general. Also, did you see he's dropping the Weeknd moniker? He wants to rename himself.
To what?
I don't know.
The weekday? The Saturday? Wednesday?
I don't know what he's on.
The month?
Okay, and then they put out 4 other movies, all flops. Shadow Force, She Rides Shotgun, Americana, and a movie called Everything's Going to Be Great.
The heck is Shadow Force? The heck is that?
Lionsgate is not a real studio. I just want to point that out.
Are these AI-generated movies? What is that?
They might as well be. Okay, and then I have in their own subsection, Paramount. I have it in a section called Survived Till Their Merger.
An estranged couple with a bounty on their heads must go
This
on
is
the run
Shadow Force synopsis.
with their son to avoid their former employer, a unit of shadow ops that has been sent to kill them.
Incredible.
Who's in it? Is anyone that I've ever heard of in it?
No, no one that you've ever heard of is in it.
It was directed by Joe Carnahan. Joe Carnahan.
Carnahan.
I don't know any of these people. Yeah, what is this?
I just want to say that you reading the Wikipedia article for Shadow
Mark
Force.
Strong was in it.
Oh, that's
I've
great.
Seen him.
Okay, anyway, yeah, Lionsgate. It's nothing good going on at Lionsgate.
Only stinkers over there.
They have one major movie left this year. It's Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Anything on that?
What?
What do you think that's going to do?
Is that a remake of Now You See Me?
No, that's the sequel. It's the new one.
Oh, wait. Oh, the magician one.
Yes.
Yes. That's going nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, it'll make $250 million.
That's quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Okay, Paramount. Paramount survived till their merger, which was really their only thing. They had no hits. Their mad performer was The Naked Gun, $42 million budget, $90 million global gross. Lowest grossing film in the franchise, unadjusted for inflation, which is bad because the old movies all came out in the 80s and early 90s. Yeah, our comedies are back? Question mark.
Maybe.
My thing with comedies is you just got to keep trying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It was funny.
Good movie.
It's a great movie.
Good movie. I think appealing to an older audience kind of hurt it because we know that's the people who aren't going to the movies. Maybe if they had thrown in like a young person to get the youngins in the crowd.
Yeah,
interested.
but like, and not, they did have what was the,
Liza Koshy was in one scene.
was there.
Yep.
Why? Why?
But yeah, and like Liam Neeson, 73 years old.
Does she still make YouTube videos?
Yeah, probably. Okay, flops for Paramount. 2 big flops. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, is a flop. $400 million budget. $598 million global gross. Definitely lost a lot of money. They should probably stop letting Tom Cruise do whatever he wants just because he made Top Gun Maverick. I think it's time for this franchise to go on a break. It did not... Okay, here's the breakdowns for all of the previous entries. Bear with me. I know you don't care. But I'm going to read off these numbers.
She has not posted in a year, and her last video was a re-upload.
Okay. Previous Mission Impossible grosses. Fallout was the highest grossing one, $791 million global. And then Dead Reckoning did 571, and this one did 598. So it was up from Dead Reckoning, but it was down from Fallout, and it was not the same as Rogue Nation or Ghost Protocol, which were the ones before that. So this franchise is in a decline. It peaked at Fallout, and then it's in a decline, even though Maverick, we thought, was like Tom Cruise's star is as high as it's ever been. Not the case. Or at least in Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I think the main thing with this is that there's too many of them. It's been going for too long. 8 movies is too many movies for new fans to get invested. I don't know what you're reading with a lot of...
Kojima is saying
Okay,
things.
that's great. We can finish the episode and then you can read Kojima's tweets.
It's a news show. And we do gaming news. You're just like obsessed with box office
That's
numbers
the whole
today.
episode!
Why?
Okay.
This could have been like a 20-minute segment.
Smurfs, another failure. $58 million budget, $110 million global. Stop Smurfs. Stop doing Smurfs. That's my note on
Smurfs
that.
is dead. It's been dead. We can stop. We can confirm. Isn't the guy who made Smurfs been dead for like 40 years?
Okay. Overall conclusions, and then we can stop with the box office, okay? And we can move on. Horror. Having a down year. I crunched the numbers. 26 major horror releases this year. Only 8 of them have been a confirmed success in theaters. So that's a 34% hit rate on horror movies.
Yeah, it's not great.
I think it's too many. I think there's too many in the marketplace. It's oversaturated. The audience is too fractured. Even the ones that are getting good reviews are underperforming. So I think horror movies... And I understand why they're the only thing getting made, because they're cheap and they have a built-in audience.
They were getting $1 billion every time.
Yeah, but if there's too many, that movie's
work.
the money's
Yeah.
too split up. International box office kind of down for everybody except for F1. IP for IP's sake movies not working.
Stop. Were those ever working?
I think audiences are at the point where like they know that the new Karate Kid movie is made just because it's a Karate Kid brand,
we're
not
good.
for any reason. Warner Brothers having a great 2025. First studio ever to have 6 straight movies open north of 40 million at the domestic box office. Good for them. They're gonna make 7 and then 8, they won't make it to 8 because One Battle After Another is not doing that. Live action remakes still big money makers. Don't abandon August. That was another note. August was completely barren this year. We had Weapons in the second week of summer, then just
That's
like
it.
nothing else going on.
That was it.
No big TV shows really connected. Peacemaker season 2 is not a hit. Alien Earth, not a hit.
Peacemaker season 2 is maybe the most forced thing DC has ever done.
Forced in what regard?
Particularly the Eagly meme. Like that they were trying so hard to like make that scene where he kills all those guys a meme.
Oh, with like the 30-second slow motion eagle walk.
Yeah, and like stop. The fact that he has his own part in the dance number.
I kind of
Stop.
like that. I
No, I don't like that. Because the reason why the dance number is funny is because it's all these actors with serious faces doing goofy dance moves. If it's a CGI creature doing serious goofy dance moves, well, that's just a CGI puppet. That's not funny. That's just a thing that you did, and it's just weird.
Same as anti-eagly.
I don't have a problem with Eagly in concept. I feel like they're forcing it, and I don't like that.
Okay, just to wrap everything up, one more thing with the box office. I've assembled some of the bigger movies that the studios have for the rest of the year for the fall. I'm going to read off some of these slates. You tell me who has the strongest one, who you think has some good chances. Disney has Avatar 3, Zootopia 2, Predator, Tron, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. How you feel about them?
Tron might do something. Maybe.
The vibes are bad.
What else? What else was there?
Predator, Zootopia,
Zootopia will make $1 billion.
Avatar.
Avatar will make $2 billion.
Yeah, Springsteen movie.
That's gonna go nowhere. That's a nothing burger.
You think Springsteen will be needed to be delivered from nowhere?
Yeah, that's going. That one's going. That's not
I mean,
going.
I think it'll do fine. Springsteen's popular enough.
But are we still doing the big biopic movie
Yeah,
thing? Are
yeah.
we still doing that?
Yep. Because it's the appeal is just you go and you listen to the music, and that's all people want.
I guess.
It's like the auteur filmmaker equivalent of IP is doing a music biopic.
You know what? I have a conspiracy theory about Bruce Springsteen.
We can't go 35 seconds.
I think no one cares about Bruce Springsteen. I think people just pretend to care about Bruce Springsteen. I think most people don't even know a single Bruce
all those
Springsteen
people were
song.
buying his albums.
They
as a
were
bit.
in like whenever he was famous.
Well, yeah, when
the
he was
60s.
like big in the 80s.
Yeah. But like nowadays, if you like Bruce
Because
Springsteen,
he's old.
Yes, correct. And what did we learn?
Okay.
What did we learn from Naked
Sam,
Gun? What did we learn from Naked Gun? The olds are not going to see the movies.
Okay, but Bohemian Rhapsody made like $1 billion.
Yes, but people still listen to Bohemian Rhapsody.
People still listen to Bruce Springsteen.
Like what? What Bruce Springsteen song?
Born to Run.
I don't think I've heard that song.
Born in the USA.
They only listen to that on the 4th of July.
That's good enough.
If it was releasing in July.
The Bob Dylan movie did well.
Yeah. But we already had that. We've done it now.
That's a different movie.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it actually?
Bro.
Or is it basically the same?
Completely different styles of music.
It doesn't matter. The guy is the same.
Because they're both guys who play music.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Good, insightful. Warner Brothers has 2 movies left, Conjuring 4 and One Battle After Another. Conjuring 4 will do as well as any of them.
Yeah, they're the same.
And then One Battle After Another. Gonna be incredible, but bomb. Big flop.
It might do okay.
No.
It might. Weapons did okay. And
Weapons,
Sinners did good.
Weapons and Sinners were horror movies.
So we just tell everyone this is a horror movie.
That is not a bad idea, actually. They should just do that with every movie.
I mean, Sinners was not a horror movie.
Yeah, it was.
For like 2 scenes.
For the second half.
The second half is an action movie.
It was all vampires.
Okay, would you say like what's the stupid movie with Hugh Jackman where he hunts vampires? Would you say that's a horror movie?
Van Helsing?
Yes,
Yes.
I would not say Van Helsing's a horror movie.
Okay. Buddy.
Just because you're fighting vampires doesn't
Sam,
make it a horror movie.
It's a movie called Sinners. It's filled with vampires. All of the trailers were cut as horror trailers, and the entire second half of the movie is people being creepily picked off by vampires eating them.
They weren't being creepily picked off. It was like a big fight with like guns and explosions.
Just because it's got action in it doesn't mean it's not a horror movie.
Yeah, but it was more actiony than
yeah,
horror.
you're wrong. Moving on though. Universal, Wicked for Good, Black Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will make the most out of those.
Okay, well, if you ignore Wicked for Good, you're right.
Oh yeah, Wicked is also there. You're
Wicked's
reading them
gonna-
too fast. I'm not paying attention to all.
Yes, I know.
I don't have time to react to them if you read them off.
Wicked for Good, Black
Yeah.
Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 are their big ones.
Yeah, Black Phone 2 is nothing. That's not real. The rest will be fine.
You don't think it'll do anything?
No,
Okay.
people it's Black Phone.
The first one did really well.
Yeah, but like I think it's like a Megan
Like a
situation.
one-time
I think it's
thing.
like it worked that time, and if you do it again, it's like well, this is stupid.
Okay. Paramount, Roof Man, Regretting You, SpongeBob 4, Running Man.
Those will all flop.
All of them.
Yeah.
I think they might all 4 do well. SpongeBob will do well. It's SpongeBob.
It might.
It's SpongeBob.
But they've had SpongeBob movies not do well before.
No, they've all done well. The last one didn't do because it was released direct to streaming during COVID.
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe SpongeBob then.
Regretting You is a Colleen Hoover thing. So
Oh.
that's got a built-in audience, and it's a movie for women. You got to keep in mind that movie is not for you and me.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's not for us. We are not. That's not on our radar. That's on
How
some
many
TikTok
Colleen
girls.
Hoover movies do we have now? 3?
This is going to be 2.
2?
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's gonna work.
Buddy, the books are flying off the shelves. TikTok loves her.
Yeah. But if she slips up
What do you mean she can't?
No.
All of her books are bad. It's not like she can make a bad one.
Listen.
I'm
If
listening.
she comes out and says something about gays or minorities, anything, she slips up a
So
tiny
you're saying
bit.
if she J.K. Rowling's herself.
J.K. Rowling is like the queen of all possible book movie women.
Yep.
And
She's the only one.
And she slipped up and she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
You gotta. So if a billionaire can slip up their way out of it, Colleen Hoover's on thin ice.
Okay, sure. But
One bad tweet.
I think regretting
and her whole career is over.
I think regretting you will make money, and we need studios to make more movies like that for a healthy industry. Running Man looks good. I would say I'm the most shaky about that one. And then I think
Roofman,
I'm looking forward to Roofman.
I want to see Roofman.
That looks really good.
I don't care all about Running Man. That movie.
Yeah, you hate that
really
for some
dumb.
reason.
I do not care about Running Man at all.
Okay, Sony's got a Big Bold Beautiful Journey,
What?
which is that Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie go on a romantic adventure.
Wrong. That's not a movie.
Wrong as in you don't care, or wrong as in you think people don't care.
Both.
Okay.
That's not movie. It just isn't movie. Not happening.
You just hate everything. Anaconda. That's their other one. Really?
Maybe.
You're gonna give the maybe okay to
No.
Anaconda reboot.
I don't think it'll be
but
good. No.
The Colin Farrell Margot Robbie movie.
No. Listen. I don't think it'll be good at all. I'm thinking purely, will anyone care?
You think people care about that?
Not really, but I think there's enough people who remember hearing about a movie called Anaconda that they might go see it.
You don't think anyone cares about a romantic drama starring one of our biggest movie stars, but Anaconda reboot with Jack Black. That's a hit.
It's not a hit. There's no world where it's a hit. There is a world where it doesn't bankrupt the studio.
Okay, how are you measuring these then?
Based on
Okay,
how much of exists.
if you're counting Anaconda as a success because it didn't bankrupt the studio, what is A Big Bold Beautiful Journey doing? Does everyone go home poor and destitute?
No, I think it's just it leaves no impact.
If that movie costs $50 million, what do you think it has to do? What do you think it'll do?
Which
Big Bold
one?
Beautiful Journey.
120.
That would be a hit.
Yeah, again, I don't think it won't make money. I think just no one will care.
Okay, well that's a completely different question. What do you think Anaconda will do?
What's the budget?
Anaconda?
Yeah.
I would say it's probably going to be somewhere between 30 to 45.
I'd say the floor is 80.
That's the floor?
I could see it doing the floor is 75.
The floor's 17.
17 million?
Yes!
Off a $80 million budget?
I said 45.
45?
Just because they spent more money on it doesn't mean the floor is higher.
No, but they'll advertise it.
But it's Anaconda.
But
who cares?
People know the word anaconda. That's it. That's really all it takes.
This is like talking to the CEO of Sony.
No, but it's
they vaguely remember the word.
But that is why they greenlit
Greenlit Ghostbusters 7.
That is exactly why.
They know the word ghost.
People know that a movie called Anaconda got made a while ago.
Okay, Lionsgate. Now You See Me 3. Good Fortune. Good Fortune will flop.
That one.
Now You See. Okay.
Now You See Me is gonna make.
I'm hedging
money.
my bets.
It's
I think Now You
stupid.
See Me is gonna do $350
Yeah,
million.
it's gonna do it's gonna make a lot of money.
The first two have been in the Netflix top 10 all summer.
I think it'll make at least 250.
I think it'll do. I actually
Maybe
think
more
that
than
movie will
that.
do really well. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be really bad. But it's gonna make money. And then A24 has Marty Supreme, The Smashing Machine, and Eternity as their three biggest.
I don't know what Eternity is, but the other two will.
That's that one where Elizabeth Olsen is in heaven and has to pick Miles Teller or the other dude. You saw the trailer for it in a theater, probably more than once.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes. I'm pretty sure you saw the trailer for it in front of a movie we saw like 2 weeks ago.
Actually,
It might have been like
I
3
might
days
have been
ago.
in the bathroom when that.
Or you were on your phone.
I mean, that's
More than
possible.
likely, you were on your phone.
No, but like I still would have heard the trailer.
She's on a train, or he's on a train, and then they're in a terminal, like a Grand Central Station. Okay, never mind.
Know that.
You don't remember it.
The other two, though, will probably do fine.
I agree with you. More on Smashing Machine than Marty Supreme.
Yeah, because The Rock.
Because of The Rock.
He hasn't been in a thing in a
And it's like
bit.
a UFC thing, and there's
And it's his time.
It's his time. I think he's going to get nominated for an Oscar, and I think there's a pretty good chance he wins.
I don't think he will win the Oscar.
You don't think so?
You think the Academy is going to give an Oscar to The Rock?
I don't think so. I think he'll get nominated.
Maybe.
I think the network. I think ABC would really.
Maybe.
I think the ABC would really like The Rock to be at the Academy Awards.
I'm sure they would love it if he was. I could see him getting nominated. I do not foresee.
Do you think
him
all
winning.
of his years of showing up 12 hours late to work and peeing in bottles probably ruined his reputation?
I think the fact that he was in Black Adam means he is never allowed to be doing Oscar things.
Okay, but anyway, you don't have to listen to me read numbers anymore. We're done. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
So, Harry Potter. Speaking of J.K. Rowling.
Oh, yes.
We got a news story that's just slid by my desk.
Is this the Warwick Davis casting?
Yes, Warwick Davis is reprising his role as Professor Phyllis Flitwick in the new show.
From the movies. He was in the movies.
He was in the movies, and I do know that. I saw the first one, and he's in it in one scene.
I saw the first one, too.
Yes.
That's the only one I've seen, and I had the flu when I was watching it.
Yes, I've only seen the first one.
Same.
Because I've decided the only reason I will ever watch them is if a girl makes me watch them.
And a girl made you watch
this
first one?
so I watched it. He was in it for one scene. He's like, I am the professor. And then he, I think, got kidnapped or something. I don't remember.
Made an impression.
Yeah. My main question, if we're having guys reprise their roles at all.
Yep. And we're reusing all the same costumes and locations. And
why?
sets. Why are we doing any of this?
Why?
Money. Sam, I would just like to point out that this is exactly what you proposed them do.
No. Okay. I think you misconstrue me like saying a thing will be successful with like
No.
thinking we should do
Sam,
more of it.
You have said to me on several occasions that they should just make the same movies again because it would make money.
Yes, I don't actually like think that would be good or like I would want them to do that. But if their goal is to just make money, which it is, then yes, why not just do that?
They listened to you.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
When I say those things, I'm being like hyperbolic. I did not want them to just actually do that.
You know what's crazy is they're reusing all the same sets and costumes and even some of the same actors. And yet this what'll probably be like a 6-episode season of television is going to probably cost like $150 million more than the first movie did.
Well, yeah, you're making what 12? Was it 6 episodes? How many?
We don't know how much it'll be, but it'll probably be 6 or 8.
How many episodes? Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
Is it just the first book?
Which
is just the first movie?
Yeah. But HBO spent like $200 million on The Last of Us season 2, so they'll find a way to spend $300 million on Harry Potter season 1. Coming to HBO in 2027. One season a year for 10 years. 10 years, Sam.
100 years.
It'll be
100 years.
It'll be 20. This show.
49 seasons. Rick and Morty.
The show
100
is
years.
supposed to end in 2037. How? Oh my God! I'll be in my 30s.
Yeah. I'll be 36 if they keep the pace that they are planning.
And they're not. They're going to take 2 to 3 years in between seasons.
No. Yeah, I'll be 40. I'm calling it now. I'm going to be 43 when this wraps.
I'll be 39.
So you still be in your 30s.
I'll be clinching. Dude. We'll have children in school by the time these school children graduate. In the universe of the show.
How long until we make Star Wars again?
Oh. Just remake it?
Mm-hmm. Straight up new Luke Skywalker. Can you do that with Star Wars?
I'm giving it 15
Does that even work
years.
with Star Wars?
No, it wouldn't.
Or is it too
No,
mythological?
it's too based in nostalgia.
Yeah. But so is Harry Potter.
But Harry Potter, there's a love for the books, and I think that's different
true.
than
Yeah.
like this movie.
That's true.
Because the books can be anything. It's whatever you picture. The movie is like, that's what it is.
What's to just like you didn't need to do that.
What, remake Harry Potter?
No, like okay, sure, remake Harry Potter, but like you could have taken it in a slightly different direction. Like
It's longer now.
that's not a different direction. That's just more direction.
That's something. It's television, baby.
Okay.
You know what the worst part of this is? Is we have to watch this.
Yeah, well, I've never seen the movies still.
You won't. I will watch them because
No, I will. I'll watch.
Really?
This.
You
Yeah,
think
I'll
so?
Watch this.
Will you watch the Fantastic Beasts movies as well?
No, no, I don't.
Because
care.
that is the real reason they're doing this.
No,
is
'cause
that
see-
Fantastic Beasts bottomed out and they
Again,
needed to
the only
fix
reason
this.
I would watch this, I'll watch just because.
Everyone will be watching this.
But with the movies specifically, like the only reason I will watch those is if a girl makes me watch them. That's the reason I haven't watched them, because the plan is like, oh, you haven't seen Harry Potter? No. Right?
I think
That's the
I
plan?
think it's really funny that I've seen the first one and the stage play on Broadway.
Yeah, that's really random. But like, I don't think anyone cares enough about the Fantastic Beasts movies to make me watch them. So I have no reason to watch
Yeah,
them.
no,
And
no.
I
Everyone,
never will.
everyone.
I
Hates
don't
them.
want to watch them. There is no organ in my body that is like, you gotta watch that.
I just made mental note. Make Sam watch Fantastic Beasts films for YouTube video.
I just like, why would I do that?
Anyway, yeah.
Like,
no.
I've never heard anyone say that they're good.
No one.
I've
cares.
never heard anyone talk about them at all.
Yep.
Except for like that time Johnny Depp wasn't allowed to be in one of them.
That's the only part
That
of
is
those.
the legacy that movie.
The
has left
legacy of those
behind.
movies is that Johnny Depp was fired from the third one.
Additionally, another news story.
Oh, more news.
Silk Song.
Oh,
Release
Hollow
date.
Knight.
Hollow Knight. I did actually start playing Hollow Knight, the first one. Have you played it?
Nope.
It's good.
That's what I've heard.
It's real good. It's better than maybe it may be better than Metroid Dread. Maybe better than Mario Wonder even maybe. It's really good.
Okay.
I'm not done yet. I'm like maybe a third of the way in. It's real good.
When's Silk Song come out? Late September?
Comes out in 3 days.
Oh. Okay.
And there are no pre-orders. Which I don't even know why you'd bother. It comes out in 3 days.
This is like not a physical release?
I don't know. It is only $20.
Okay, that's good.
It's been in development for way too long.
Yeah, wasn't that announced like 6 years
Silk
ago?
Song came when did Hollow Knight come out?
2016? 17?
I think it was 2018, 2017. Yeah. So almost a decade.
Yep.
That's too long for a 2D platform.
When did they announce Silk Song? Because the meme has just been no Silk Song release date for forever.
When was it first announced? It was first announced in 2019. 6 years ago. That's too long for an indie game. Too long for a platformer game. Why did it take so long? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Probably like 5 people on the development team.
No. No. They're a big team now. They sold 1 billion copies of Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes out. That comes out soon. That's big.
Great.
Everyone's been waiting
Love
for
that. Won't play it.
Anything else important happened? Hype for ZA is ramping up as we're getting closer to the November release date.
Can't wait.
And
But I
it's
can.
one of the 3 Switch 2 games. So
Donkey Kong, Mario Kart,
Pokemon.
Metroid is still on the schedule for this year. I looked it up.
That'll
No
be
release
the holiday
date.
game?
Just 2025.
December game? December?
That's the only spot left for it, I would think.
November game? No, because Pokemon.
Unless they just want to be like Nintendo Direct. It's coming out in October, by the way. See ya.
You think they'd shadow drop it like that?
Not Shadow Drop it, but like a month before. Be like,
Shade drop it.
We're in around the time of the Direct, right? We're entering September.
I do believe do believe there were some direct
Should be coming.
rumors, but there
Should
are
be.
always direct rumors.
There are always direct rumors, but when they used to do them on a regular basis, there would always be
There was
one.
always a fall one. And the
one in
fall
the-
one was usually the biggest.
Yeah, there would always at least be one in the spring and one in the fall.
There was the E3 presentation and the fall direct were always the big Nintendo
And I
events
think
of the
we
year.
will get a fall direct because there's no E3 anymore, and we need something to remind people that the Switch 2 is out and there's stuff coming out.
They
for
need
it.
to announce
Ramping
some,
into the
some
holidays.
stuff because like all the stuff they've announced is
That's
out.
Pokemon. They're just waiting on Pokemon.
That comes out in like a month and a half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Metroid for December, baby. Let's go.
But like, what happens next year?
Mario.
But they haven't said Mario.
Mario Splatoon.
So I'm saying they got to come out there and say
Animal
they gotta
Crossing.
say these things.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing, I don't think will come out till like 2028.
You thinking 8 year? When did the New Leaf come out? 2012.
New Leaf came out in like it was a long
Yeah, it's
gap.
like an 8 year turnaround.
And there's only what like 4 Animal Crossing.
Maybe they'll
games?
do
There's
like
not
a-
that many Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
games.
maybe they'll do like a quick turnaround sequel.
Oh no! They'll do a stupid one.
Another board game one.
Yeah, they have this weird fascination with taking Animal Crossing games and then making stupid ones in between the main series, and then pretending that they are main series games. Like remember that one?
Happy Home Designer.
Yeah, it was like just a furniture arranger.
They made that basically again, but it was DLC for New Horizons.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we remember that.
I do remember that, and it was like $30
Yeah,
or
it
something
was
like that.
stupid.
It was insane.
Anyway, that's all I have for this week. That's all you have
I
for this
think
week.
That's it.
We will be back on the airwaves again next week to talk a little bit of TV. We're going to talk the first half, basically, of Peacemaker Season 2, some Alien Earth. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that.
I have not, but I have been keeping up with Peacemaker.
And then The Paper comes out on Thursday. We'll probably talk about at least the
I'll
first
probably watch
couple
that.
episodes of that. And then Conjuring comes out this weekend, and I won't make you watch Conjuring. I'm giving you that one.
I probably
Take the flyer.
I
Just
don't
take the
care.
flyer on that
I
one.
don't care about Conjuring. What
There's
else
some
comes
other
out?
movies I will force you to
What else
watch later
comes-
this
What's
month.
coming out? What else is coming out?
But that's
I
it.
do want to see. I do want to
Some
see
television.
the One Battle After Another. I do want to see that.
Yeah, it's coming out at the end of the month. Looking forward to that.
I
But
do want to see Roofman.
we
I
might
think
also
those two
do
are
a
on
little
the
bit of a fall preview, just for movies, games, and TV
Yeah.
next week as well. But anyway, come back for that. We'll see you then.
And
For-
no more box office summer. Summer
more-
box office is over.
Tucker's the winner.
Tucker won first
Tucker
year.
won first
year
time.
for the first time out of the 3.
Yeah, good for me.
Yeah,
I can erase this board.
finally. It's
I don't
been
know what
back
I'm gonna
here
draw
for
on
months. Donkey Kong.
Donkey. You want me to draw Donkey Kong?
The
Christmas.
there's still the Donkey Kong on that whiteboard.
Yeah,
in
Sam
that room
still has a Christmas Donkey Kong
that
drawing on
Max
his whiteboard.
drew like a million
Like
years
4
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.